What's going on, baseball fans? How we doing? Welcome to the 2021 MLB Trade Deadline live show. I'm going to be keeping track of all the news and rumors for the next few hours. Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? Happy trade deadline day. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's having a good morning. And, well, it's in the day now, so it feels like morning. Feels like I just woke up. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? We got 200 people in the chat. We're off to a good start already here on trade deadline day. We've already just had a huge trade go down. I'm going to break that down in a second. We're going to get into all the other rumors and all the other news happening throughout the day. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock. So I am strapped in. I hope you guys are ready. We got a few hours ahead. I'm seeing a super chat coming in. Cool Jags, what's going on? How are we doing? Let's get this thing started. Just wanted to say the Blue Jays got fleeced by the Twins only to get a Jose Berrios. Keep up the great content. Really appreciate that, my friend. I'm going to dive in. God, I had that loud. Jesus. But yes, I agree. I'm going to dive into that. Cool Jags. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. So, right here, looks like I'm getting a little bit of lag. Are we doing all right? Okay, sorry about that, everyone. But yeah, if you can, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the bell button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit all the buttons. Get everyone in here if you want to talk some MLB trade deadline for the next few hours. So, but like I said, we just had a big trade go down. Jose Berrios heading to the Toronto Blue Jays. I like the move for the Blue Jays, but man, I don't like the package that they gave up for it. I understand why it probably had to happen that way, but let's kind of dive into it here. So, let's pull up the trade really quick. So again, kind of some breaking news. I don't want to say breaking news, but it just happened in the last half hour or so. But Jose Berrios heading to the Blue Jays. Let's go take a look at the trade. So as we can see here, Jose Berrios on the Blue Jays, which I think is a good move. I think that was good for the Blue Jays to do. I've been thinking the Blue Jays needed to add a starting pitcher. I thought maybe someone like a Kyle Gibson could be a good one. Wouldn't cost as much as someone like a Jose Berrios, but I've been saying for a while now, I thought Jose Berrios would be a good fit for the Blue Jays. But, man, they really gave up a couple of guys here. They gave up 2 guys in their top 5 in their prospects. They gave up Austin Martin and Simeon Woods-Richardson. Simeon Woods-Richardson is a guy that he has been struggling a little bit this year. But this guy has some serious potential. He is the number 68 prospect overall. If you take a look at the scouting report, he's got a big fastball. He's got a big changeup. He's got a solid curveball, a solid slider. This is a 4-pitch guy where, he's a 55 overall. He's having a bit of a down year, a 5.76 ERA. But he's striking out a lot of guys. He is walking some guys, so you need to cut down on that. He's having a bit of a tough year. There is something going on with him in the minors. But the other guy, you gave up Austin Martin, the guy that you just drafted last year. This was a birthday gift draft pick for the Blue Jays last year. There was projections that he would go, number 2 overall. There was one point where, Austin Martin was considered the number 1 prospect before Spencer Torkelson really started emerging. And Austin Martin's having a fantastic year down in the minors so far in Double-A. He went straight to Double-A. That's how good this kid is. Hitting .281. He's got a .424 on base. He's got a couple of homers, 16 RBIs. He's got 9 stolen bases. This is a huge get for the Minnesota Twins. I think the Minnesota Twins absolutely destroyed this trade. even if Simeon Woods Richardson doesn't turn out to be anything, you got Austin Martin. This was one of the top draft prospects last year, and he fell into the Blue Jays' laps in the draft. And I couldn't believe he even dropped that far. But the Blue Jays just giving up on him, I think that's crazy. Just to get and don't get me wrong, I like the addition of a Jose Berrios. I think that is a good move for this rotation. I really think they lacked something in that rotation. I know there's a lot of Blue Jays fans out there that have been, defending the starting rotation, and saying the bullpen has been more of a need. But I've been saying from day one, I've been saying it since the offseason, I didn't like the Blue Jays starting rotation as a whole. I thought it was okay. But to me, if their number one guy is a Hyun-Jin Ryu, and then, I don't know. I didn't like it. But, Robbie Reyes turned out to be pretty decent this year. But Steven Matz, he's been okay. So I felt like they needed someone. So to me, Jose Berrios was a good fit. I really like this fit for the Toronto Blue Jays. Also, I will have to make sure I'm keeping track of all the notifications. I'm seeing something here. Braves have gotten Adam Duvall from the Marlins. So Adam Duvall going back to the Braves. Are you kidding me? Along with an Eddie Rosario. What do we got here? Sorry, my phone just cleared out on me. So Braves get Adam Duvall from the Marlins in addition to Eddie Rosario from the Indians. Okay, so I think it's hilarious that Adam Duvall is going back to the Braves. That's pretty funny if you ask me. But yeah, so that is a little bit of breaking news here. So yeah, Adam Duvall heading back to the Braves. Eddie Rosario heading to the Braves as well from the Cleveland Indians. But back to the trade here. Jose Berrios, I like the move. I do like this move. I just don't like the trade. I think it's a great fit. I think Jose Berrios is a guy under control for next season, which I think the Blue Jays give them maybe one more offseason to, add some pieces to this team. And I think you got almost as complete a team as possible. But I find that's hard to swallow, man. You're giving up on Austin Martin, who was doing really good down in Double-A. Fine if you want to give up on a Simeon Woods Richardson. I could see that. But if we go take a look at the values, you could have done maybe, if in terms of the value, maybe Simeon Woods Richardson and 2 or 3 other prospects, but give up Austin Martin? That shows to me, there is a lot of competition going on for Jose Berrios. I guarantee you teams like, the Rays were getting in on it. The Padres were getting in on it. The Giants, maybe. I could see something like that to where the Blue Jays just wanted to just blow everyone else out of the water. They just wanted to throw down an offer. I really like the addition of a Jose Berrios for the Blue Jays, but that really cost you a pretty penny, man. That is really tough to giving up an Austin Martin. And I understand too, the Blue Jays, they already have some of these younger guys. Like Austin Martin also, his position was a little unknown. There was you could, put this guy out in center field. You could have put him at short. You could have put him at third. So there wasn't really a known set place for him to play. He moved all around when he was playing in Vanderbilt. He moved all around. And so there wasn't really a set position. So, he was kind of getting reps all over the place. Short, third, center field. And this is the guy that, he could play second as well. He's just a very good athlete. But man, a 65 hit tool, 50 power. Austin Martin is a guy that really reminds me of a Derek Jeter. It really reminds me of a Derek Jeter a lot. But Austin Martin, man, what a get for the Twins. If you're the Blue Jays, you better hope you can get Berrios signed up long term. To me, if you let Berrios go, this is really going to be oof. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with an Austin Martin. We don't know what's going to happen with a Simeon Woods Richardson. But these two, on paper, according to the scouting reports, are insane prospects. Austin Martin was the number 16 overall prospect, and you gave him up for Jose Berrios. I just find that crazy. Yes, I do see that comment. Jamal Prop, Berrios is real. Martin is still a dream. I agree. I agree with that. You never know what's going to happen with these prospects, but you got to remember Austin Martin was a guy. He played at one of the best programs, in the country in college baseball, Vanderbilt. This is a guy, he was tearing it up with Vanderbilt. I mean, he was clearly a guy that really has a good shot of being a really good major league player. I don't like to get too hung up on prospects, but when you see a guy that really looks like a sure thing, man, and the fact he was doing really well in Double-A. In his first year of professional baseball, he has an on base of over 420. I mean, that's really good. Hitting almost 300 down in Double-A in his first year of professional baseball. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. But for the Blue Jays here, you're getting a guy you need. You needed a Jose Berrios. I'm sorry. I don't. They needed someone else for this rotation. I think it's going to be good because you can put Stripling back in the bullpen, and you have a pretty solid rotation now. You got Berrios, you got Ryu, you got Robbie Ray, you got Steven Matz for the 4 spot. And then you got Alek Manoah coming up. I really like the starting rotation now for the Blue Jays. I think it's a really good addition. I've been saying this for a while. The Blue Jays needed a starting pitcher. Yes, they needed to kind of tinker that bullpen, but they needed a guy. They needed one more guy. Going back to this offseason, I was thinking, someone like a Max Scherzer I thought would be a great addition, something like that. But Jose Berrios, I really like it. He's having a solid year. Let's actually go take a look at the numbers very quick. We are already over 500 people in the chat, and we still got about 2.5 hours to go here. So last night, I also want to say thank you to anyone that came out last night. We had, at one point, 1,300 people in the chat. That's a record for this channel. That was absolutely crazy. That's the craziest stream that we've ever had last night. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. But Berrios, as of right now, very solid. Very solid. 20 starts, a 3.48 ERA, a 3.7 or 3.57 FIP. Getting a good amount of strikeouts, about 9.3 strikeouts per 9. He's keeping the walks down this year. He's not giving up a lot of home runs. He's just having a good year. He's having a good year. What I like about a Jose Berrios as well is he has a track record of consistency. 32 starts in 2018, 32 in 2019. He made all 12 last year in 2020. He's made all of his starts this year. This guy stays healthy. That's what I like about him. He makes all of his starts. So that's a pretty underrated thing about a Jose Berrios. He's very durable. But so I like it. For the Twins, the Twins are out of it. And to me, you're hearing all these rumblings that the Twins we're having trouble trying to get him locked up to an extension. Seems like they're having trouble, getting anyone locked up to an extension at this point. So I think it was the right move to trade a Jose Berrios, and you may have just gotten yourself, a cornerstone player in an Austin Martin. Someone, when you think of the Twins, you think of, all these power hitting guys. You think of all these, they're a very home run happy kind of a team. And an Austin Martin, if he develops into something, the guy's main tool is his hit tool. And that's a high average kind of a guy, that's really going to be, he can kind of change the way you play the game, for the Twins. They've been home run happy for a while. And Austin Martin's not really like a home run happy kind of a guy. He's just a very solid hitter, a very professional hitter, gets on base. Really like Austin Martin a lot. Jesus Rodriguez is coming in with a super chat. It has yet to pop up here. Well, I think teams have to pay. I agree. If they actually want proven players, these prospects may be good, but they still have to pan out. I agree with you. That's what I was saying earlier. I think with this trade, the Blue Jays wanted him. They wanted him. They needed a guy. They needed a starting pitcher. You had to do this. I'm not, of course, it's a hard pill to swallow, giving up 2 prospects like these. But this shows to me the competition out there was very strong. Everyone was in on Berrios. Everyone. And they had to blow these they had to offer this. If they really wanted a Jose Berrios, they had to offer something like this, because I guarantee not many teams had this kind of a pack. Obviously, no one had this kind of a package like the Blue Jays were offering. But I think they had to blow these guys out of the water. They really wanted a Jose Berrios. I can respect the fact that the Blue Jays, they wanted him. They went out and they got their guy. And so, for the Blue Jays now, if we go take a look, I mean, let's kind of see. I mean, they've made a couple of moves here. They got a Brad Hand. They got a Jose Berrios. So if we go take a look at the standings really quick, we're going to get to some of these other guys here in a second. We're over 600 people in the chat. That's lovely to see. So Toronto right now, they're not out of it by any means. And the funny thing with Toronto is they actually have the second best run differential in this division. So it's a talented team. They're just not quite getting the runs or the wins put together. They're 29-39 against teams over 500. So Berrios should definitely help in that department. But they're only 4.5 out. Only 4.5 out. I mean, this is a team, they have the offense, to get it done. They needed to improve the starting pitching. They needed to improve the bullpen. And we still got some time. I mean, they added a Brad Hand yesterday. Could they go out and go get a Richard Rodriguez or something like that? I think that's possible. I mean, could you go out and go get Craig Kimbrel? I think the Blue Jays, look out for them. I mean, they still got a couple hours here to make something else happen. And, but yeah, I like this move for the Blue Jays. It's a tough trade, really tough trade. I'm sure they sat there for a second and thought, hey, do we offer this? I mean, are you sure this is what we're going to offer here? Like, I'm sure they had to sit there for a second and think about it, because this isn't easy. I mean, like I said, I respect the fact that they went out and got Berrios, but you had to think here. This was not easy to offer. There's no way. But I think if the Blue Jays, if they can get Berrios locked up to an extension, I think that's going to be ultimately the best thing. You don't want to give up these kind of prospects and then just lose Jose Berrios to free agency. You better be ready to sign this guy up long term, especially when you're giving up two guys like that. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. There's 657 of you here in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if you think this is a good trade for both sides. Let me know what you think. Tell me who you think won this trade. If you think this is a good trade for both sides, give me a thumbs up. If you think the Twins won, put Twins in the chat. If you think the Blue Jays won, put Blue Jays. Let me know what you guys think. So I'm pretty interested to see what you think. Avis Games thinks it's a Twins win. Juana says Twins. Vedant says Twins. Trey says Twins for sure. Getting a few thumbs up here. JR Strack is thinking definitely the Twins. Frankie's liking this for both. I'm seeing a couple of Blue Jays here. Todd saying Blue Jays. Joetzo saying Blue Jays. Brian Villanueva saying the Dodgers. Philip Beasley with Twins. I'm kind of seeing back and forth. I feel like I'm seeing more Twins, but I'm seeing some Blue Jays too. I'm also seeing people saying both win. So hey, I'm excited. Honestly, I like it for the Blue Jays, but I'm really excited to see what Austin Martin can bring for the Twins. This is a guy that could be ready in the next year. So look out for Austin Martin. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Austin Martin by next year easily. I mean, maybe you could even see him. I'm sure they'll give him a full year down in the minor leagues, but I'm sure you'll see Austin Martin at some point by next year. I would not be surprised about that. So let's move on to some other rumors going on right now. So there are some rumblings about a Kris Bryant. We're hearing Kris Bryant right now maybe being involved with the Tampa Bay Rays. So as we can see here, with free agency looming in November, Kris Bryant has likely already played his last game as a Cub. If you guys didn't see yesterday, Kris Bryant was sitting in that dugout he looked like he was reflecting. He looked like he was kind of just sitting there for a second. He was looking out at the field. He had the music playing at Wrigley. It looked like he was it almost looked like he knew he was gone. Like, the face that he had on him, like just his body language, kind of just sitting there. It seemed like, he knew his time was up. Like he knew his time was up. And I think we're going to see Kris Bryant move. I don't know. I would imagine he's going to get traded, right? I mean, they're making all of these moves unless they want to sign him up long term. I mean, I don't know, but you haven't heard anything about that. So, Andy Martino, who gets a lot of things wrong, says it's not a sure thing that the Cubs trade Bryant at all. So Andy Martino is saying that. So that definitely means that Kris Bryant's going to get traded. So the Rays are talking with the Cubs about both Bryant and Kimbrel, according to Ken Rosenthal. Let's pull up the tweets here. So Ken Rosenthal saying, Rays are talking with the Cubs about Bryant and Kimbrel. Could trade for one of them individually or both together. No indication a deal is close. So we've been hearing about the Rays with Kris Bryant. We've been hearing that for the last couple of days, but this is the first kind of report you're hearing about a Craig Kimbrel. I mean, they just traded away a Diego Castillo. You know, could you bring in a Kimbrel? I mean, that is like that's like the worst nightmare for me as a Red Sox fan. And you got Craig Kimbrel on the Rays. That is a nightmare for me. Like, just like, are you kidding me? But we got to wait and see what happens with this. Like I've said, I've been saying this all week. The Tampa Bay Rays, to me, are the most dangerous team this week. You know, the Dodgers, too, were a dangerous team for trades, and they got their guys last night. So, because the Dodgers have a good farm system. The Rays have the best farm system by a mile, and they already have a lot of guys that are young and contributing in the major leagues already. So, and they have this deep farm system to go along with it. So, I'm not going to be surprised if the Rays gets. I said yesterday, I've been saying for the last couple of days, I think the Rays are going to make a splash. I don't know how they do it. Is it a Kris Bryant and a Kimbrel? I don't know. I think that. If I were to guess, if I were to make a guess here, I think they were in on Berrios, because why in the world would the Blue Jays offer a package like that? I mean, you had to think the Rays were offering something pretty good if they were in on it. So, I mean, there were reports that they were looking into Berrios. I bet you they were looking. I bet you they offered something pretty good, and the Blue Jays had to offer something like that, to beat them. So, Kris Bryant, I think, would be a pretty nice fit with Tampa Bay. This is a guy that can move around. He can play other positions. He can practically play anywhere in the field. He can play all outfield spots. He can play third. He can play first. I'm sure the guy could even play second if he wanted to. So, could even play short. I don't know. But I think Kris Bryant would be a really good addition. If we go take a look, actually, let's pull up the Rays depth chart. Speaking of the Rays, I am going to the Red Sox-Rays game tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to see Kyle Schwarber because the guy's hamstring is completely, torn into two pieces, basically. So, kind of sad about that. Was kind of hoping I would get to see, hopefully the Red Sox trade for someone today, and maybe they'll be in Tampa Bay tomorrow playing. We'll have to wait and see, but I am going to Tropicana Field tomorrow. This is my first game since 2019. Gonna be honest, I'm pretty excited. It's kind of almost, I don't know. It's like I don't want to say emotional, but it's like, man, it's like crazy. I haven't been to a game in so long, and I'm going to a game for the first time tomorrow in 2 years basically. So, I'm pretty excited. And I gotta say this too. I got myself some nice seats for the occasion. I mean, I spent a pretty penny to get myself a decent seat. So, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be all over Twitter. I'm going to the game, so check me out on Twitter. I'm going to be posting stuff pretty much nonstop that whole game. So, pretty excited for it. But anyway, getting back to Kris Bryant here. Wow, we're at 750 in the chat right now. Can we get past the mark that we were at yesterday? We were at 1.3K yesterday in the chat. Can we beat that today? We'll have to wait and see. I hope so. Anyway, but Kris Bryant, where could he fit? Well, I mean, you could practically play anywhere. I mean, Ji-Man Choi right now is at first. So you could have Bryant essentially just slide into first. Ji-Man Choi, well, he's actually having a pretty good year. 383 on base, 7 homers, 29 RBIs. But you'd have to think Kris Bryant, let me look at the splits actually. How are his splits? So he's actually doing pretty good against left and right. So he's definitely better against right. You can definitely see that. Definitely more power. But yeah, But I don't know. I think Kris Bryant, you're gonna find a home for him. I mean, unless they send one of these guys back. I don't know who they send back. I mean, Joey Wendell, he's having a pretty decent year. So, yeah, Joey Wendell's having himself a pretty good year. But Kris Bryant is going to be, while these are good guys, he's going to be an upgrade over these guys. So you could always put Bryant out in center. Kiermaier is only hitting 231. He's only got a 289 on base. So you could essentially get Kris Bryant and put him out in center. So that's something to, be aware of as well. You're not moving Austin Meadows. Now that you got Nelson Cruz, Austin Meadows is basically stuck out in left field now. So he's not moving anywhere. I don't think Arozarena can really play center. So has he played any center this year? I don't think he has. He played one game in center field. One game. So, I don't know. If you take out Kiermaier, Bryant or Arozarena could play center, I guess. But I would imagine probably Bryant would be more of the center fielder. So Tampa Bay has a fit for him. They can make a fit. Unless one of these guys end up going back in a trade. That's also possible as well. So got to keep an eye out for it. But imagine Craig Kimbrel going into this bullpen. Look at, they have 4 different options here according to Fangraphs for closers. That's how they do it. They always have a different guy. Seems like stepping up. They got Shagwa last night in the Diego Castillo deal, which I actually think was a really good trade. I like that trade a lot. They got a young third base prospect, and they got a guy who's been good this year for the Mariners to replace Diego Castillo. So I like that trade a lot. Baseball trade values didn't accept their trade in their model, but I liked it. I liked the trade. I thought it was a good trade, and they got a young third base prospect as well in Shenton. So I thought that was a really good trade. But if you can also, now that Castillo is in Seattle and you were able to bring in Craig Kimbrel, this bullpen would be nasty. What I'm loving about all of this right now, the Blue Jays getting a Berrios, the Red Sox getting Schwarber, the Yankees, getting Rizzo and getting Joey Gallo. This American League East, man, they're all going for it. They're going for it. And this American League, the White Sox have been making a couple of moves. The Astros have made a couple of moves for their bullpen here. Are we doing okay? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Okay, no, it looks like we're good now. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I had some lag there for a second, but I don't know what's going on with the stream. It's kind of lagging a couple of times here today. So, but John Heyman today tweeted this out. John Heyman, please just stick to just reporting the news. Stop trying to, be this analyst. You report the news, Heyman. You're good at that. Deadline winner heading into the big day today. Dodgers. Deadline loser. The Mariners, who traded their beloved and dominant closer, killing the team's mojo at a time the players had something special going. Can we please drop the feelings? Drop the feelings. Look at the facts of what they did. They traded Graveman, who was in the last year of his deal. I understand Graveman is having a good season, but he was a free agent. You got Abraham Toro in that trade, a good third base prospect. So that could be your third baseman of the future. Then you turned around and you went and got a Diego Castillo, who is not a free agent until 2025? John Heyman, please stop it. Stop it. Stick to just reporting the news. What are you talking about? You are the Mariners, a deadline loser? Excuse me. I think they're a winner. That's just my opinion, but are you kidding me? You replaced Graveman with Castillo, and you got an Abraham Toro in the process. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. That drove me absolutely insane when I read that today. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, but with Tampa Bay, that would be a crazy fit if they got Craig Kimbrel in that bullpen as well. That's just going to be nuts, man. Absolutely nuts if they get Kimbrel. I think Kris Bryant would be a really nice fit. This American League is wide open. This American League is completely up for grabs. You got all these teams in the East. You got a couple of teams out here, or a few teams out in the West. I mean, the White Sox, that's pretty much it out of the Central. But this is a wide open American League. A wide open American League. Anyone can come out of that American League. The Yankees could go on a run. I mean, I believed in this Yankees team even before all of those trades. I mean, I've been on the record. I made a video saying with my midseason rankings saying, hey, I think this Yankees team is capable. And now, they added a couple of guys. So, in a Rizzo and a Gallo, and that makes me think, obviously they can make a run. Now, I thought they could make a run before. I thought they had the pieces to make a run. I did think they needed to do something. I didn't think they were quite there. I think they needed to do something. They needed to add a left-handed bat. They added 2 left-handed bats. So, I don't know. I had faith in that Yankee team. I just think they needed to do a couple of moves. And that's what I was saying. But John Boy out there is saying, oh, this Yankee team, they're not going to make the playoffs. This is not a playoff team. I thought they were a playoff team, but they needed to make a couple of moves. So that's where I'm at with that. This American League's wide open. Tampa Bay, and we'll have to wait and see what they end up doing here, would be huge if you were able to add those 2 guys. So another thing about Kris Bryant is that the Mets and the Cubs also, they remain apart in Kris Bryant talks. So Kris Bryant on the Mets has been a thing for a while now, going back to this offseason. I don't know if that's going to materialize. I don't know what the Mets are doing right now. I mean, there's been some stuff about maybe Zach Davies and Javier Baez. So we'll get into that here in a little bit, but moving on from Kris Bryant and Craig Kimbrel, we'll keep an eye on stuff. But also real quick, also the Giants could also go for a Kris Bryant, Craig Kimbrel. I'm wondering if they're going to be a package. I wonder or they're just going to go separate. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kimbrel go somewhere, maybe even like the Phillies. I could definitely see something like that. Dave Dombrowski has made a trade for Craig Kimbrel before. So I think he could get something done. The Phillies do need a bullpen arm. Wouldn't be surprised about that. But I do wonder ultimately if they end up being a package or not. So moving on, we'll go back to those guys here in a little bit. We got about 2 hours and 17 minutes here. So we did just have this acquisition of Adam Duvall going to the Braves, which I think is hilarious. I mean, he went to the Marlins this offseason, and now he's going back to the Braves. I think that's just hilarious to me. Like you decided to re-sign Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna got into whatever he was getting into, and now you're just bringing Duvall back. I think that's just hilarious. So, but the trade, you're getting Alex Jackson going back to the Marlins. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there. Real quick, actually, I just realized my music is not playing. Let me get some music on for you guys. Kind of set the tone, set the mood a little bit. Alrighty, so let's move back over here. All right, let's go plug in this trade real quick. So I don't know if they've already updated the rosters here. So if we go here, Braves and the which is also funny. This is an in-division trade. Alrighty, so here we go. Duvall. Just want to make sure, is the music playing? Yeah, music's playing. All right, so here we go. Duvall. Did they already move him off of the roster? Or no, he's still on the Marlins. Okay, here we go. Duvall. So he had a $3.6 million value. And actually, real quick, I want to pull up the stats with him. Duvall. Once again, the power has been there. The power has been there. A 229 average, 22 home runs. The on base isn't very good, but he's providing power. And the Braves, I think it's hilarious that he's going back to the Braves, but I think, I like what the Braves are doing. They're trying to fill in that gap that was left from Ronald Acuna Jr., unfortunately, to a, terrible injury. And I like it, getting a Jock Peterson, getting an Adam Duvall. That's kind of like you just basically got a platoon right there. You got Peterson and Duvall, two power hitting guys, and, they can split time out there. So I like it. It's a out of the box way to kind of replace an Acuna. You can't really replace Acuna. So If we go to the trade here, again, it was a catcher, Alex Jackson. So Jackson, did he rank in the top 30? Jackson. I don't think so. Am I missing him? I had Logan Brown at number 23. I'm guessing he wasn't in the top 30. But let's go pull him up here. So he had a 1.7 value. So this trade makes some sense. I mean, the Marlins probably could have gotten a little bit more for him, but overall it's accepted by the model on baseball trade values. So they got one right here. Seems like a good trade to me. You're getting a catcher. So I like that the Marlins are trying to load up on these catchers. Just drafted a catcher in Joe Mack in the draft this past year. So, but yeah, I like it. Good for the Braves. I think that's going to be a good move. Again, you lost a lot of production losing Acuna. So you brought in a Chalk Peterson. You brought in a Duvall. So, I mean, as of right now, now they have Peterson out and left and now Duvall out and right. So, but yeah, I like it. I like the move. He's definitely bringing a lot of power and good move. Anyway, so let's move on. Also, the Braves acquired Eddie Rosario. So let's go take a look at this real quick. Eddie Rosario, he is going to be a free agent soon. He's whatever. He's going to give you a little bit of pop. I feel like his home runs kind of down. He only got 7 home runs right now. He had 13 last year in 57 games. He had 32 in 2019. So he's not really getting on base very much. So it's another bat for the Braves. So did they say what the trade was? No way. Pablo Sandoval is going back to the Indians? Oh, that's really funny. No, Pablo Sandoval going back to the Indians. That's hilarious. How is Pablo Sandoval still playing? The greatest of all time. Pablo Sandoval. I think it's hilarious. Why? Basically, this was the Indians just dumping Rosario. They just dumped him. They took back Pablo Sandoval. So that definitely was a salary dump by the Indians, clearly, because they took back Pablo Sandoval. How much is Pablo Sandoval even making? Yeah, he's on the league minimum. So yeah, definitely a salary dump. Rosario this year was making $8 million. So they figured he's going to be a free agent. They probably wanted to clear a roster spot. I wonder if they even hang on to a Pablo Sandoval at this point. I don't know. Do they end up just cutting ties immediately? So did they just DFA him? That's something to consider. But definitely a salary dump here from the Indians. But for the Braves, they're getting another bat. So moving on. So we're also hearing some stuff about Kyle Gibson. There's a report out there that maybe he might not even get traded, which would be crazy to me because the Rangers, they could wait till the offseason. They did this with Lance Lynn last year. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be surprised if Kyle Gibson ends up staying. They did the same exact thing with Lance Lynn last year. Lance Lynn didn't go anywhere, and then they traded him in the offseason. So, but he is having a career year, good numbers. Oh, James Hirota, $5 super chat. Figured I'd chime in today. Welcome, James. Hello. Angels have around $80 million coming off the books this offseason, the most in years. What do they do? What do they do today? There were talks that they were getting in on the Max Scherzer talks. That's what I think John Heyman reported that yesterday. The fact that they were in on Max Scherzer, or at least were kicking the tires, maybe they go do something. If we take a look at the standings right now, the Angels, they're 6 out in a wild card spot. It's not the best spot, but there were talks of maybe Raisel Iglesias getting moved. They just brought him in, so they could probably get something back for him, something pretty decent, I would imagine. I think if they do go out and get someone, they should get someone under control for next year. This is an Angels team that's full of talent. They just, I don't know, they can't seem to figure out how to put it all together. But to me, I think if you can go get a guy that's under control, that would be really good. Maybe Raisel Iglesias can help bring someone like that back. We'll have to wait and see. But James Hirota, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm sure the Angels end up doing something today. I don't know. So, the Phillies are a new team in the Gibson sweepstakes. They're also, I skipped over the Rays. The Rays may be the leaders. I've been talking about Kyle Gibson maybe going to the Rays for a while. I think the Rays need to get a starting pitcher. Now that Jose Berrios is off the board, I mean, I think there's a couple of guys out there, Kyle Gibson being one of them. He makes sense. And he's not going to cost you a lot of money. So, also, I have the espresso ready. I am locked and loaded for today. Tampa Bay was initially linked to Gibson a few days ago. So what was this? I mean, that's still crazy. I was wondering if the Rays were going to get Max Scherzer, man. That would have been nuts. That would have been absolutely nuts. So, let's see here. But the Phillies are a new team in on Kyle Gibson as well, making a hard push. The Phillies are known to be looking for help at the back end of their rotation. I mean, that'd be a pretty good addition. Kyle Gibson, you got Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Eflin. I think Kyle Gibson could be pretty good. So, Aaron, apparently Howard might be involved for Gibson. Wow, really? Spencer Howard. Crazy. So, don't forget about the Padres. The Padres are still lurking out there. They didn't get their man in Max Scherzer. Could the Padres end up being someone that or a team that really makes a splash at some point today? They didn't get Scherzer, so you got to go elsewhere. I mean, the Dodgers made their move. Now it's the Padres' turn. Can the Padres do something? That farm system's looking a little thin. It's going to be tough. So I feel like someone like Kyle Gibson could be had. There's also been talks of Kenta Maeda as well. And it's funny because they're actually saying here, Kenta Maeda is on San Diego's radar. So earlier I saw something about the Twins shopping Kenta Maeda. And I was thinking, well, San Diego could be a pretty good fit. Now I'm reading it right here. So the price tag has been too high. So let me go plug that in. Let's go see exactly what that price tag would be or what it would roughly be. He had a good year last year. But this year he's just kind of been just whatever. If we take a look at Kenta Maeda right now, it looks like he's been doing better lately. A 4.40 ERA, 4.07 FIP. He was having some tough starts there. Let me actually go pull up his game log and see what he's been doing lately. He's actually been pretty good. Month of July, he's been great. So if we take a look here, in 5 starts this month, he has a 2.15 ERA. He has... Does it show FIP? I don't know if it shows FIP, but he's been really good this month. About 30 innings pitched. He's only given up 7 runs. He struck out 36 guys. So Kenta Maeda has been doing a lot better. If we kind of go back here, Maeda was getting roughed up a lot. 5 runs here, 7 runs here, 7 runs there, 5 runs here. But he's been really good in the month of July. So Kenta Maeda, definitely keep an eye out for him. But let's go see, what would it take to get a Maeda here? Here we go. Maeda. So he has a value of 17.9. So he's got a pretty decent value. But also another thing to consider with a Kenta Maeda is, I believe, yes, he's not a free agent until 2024. And this guy is cheap. He's got an 8-year deal, $25 million for the whole thing. So, what is going on here in the chat? Okay, so what are we seeing? All right, here we go. Orioles, I see you. There you go. There you go, my friend. So, here we go. Kenta Maeda, I think, could be something. I think he could be something for a team, especially with how he's been doing with, this past month. He's been great this past month. So, but here we go. Moving on. Trevor Story. What's going on with Trevor Story? So, there's little traction between the Rockies and either of Tampa Bay or Toronto on a Story deal. I've been saying this for a while. I wouldn't be surprised to see Trevor Story just stay, because it's going to take a lot to get him. And is it really worth it? He's not having a good season offensively. You know, he's been great defensively, but, you know, it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's just not great. It's not good offensively this year. He's got a few home runs, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think a deal gets done unless you do like, oh, I don't know, Berrios. You know, no, that's like no. I'm trying to think of I was gonna say, well, now that Berrios is off the board, you know, maybe you could package Trevor Story with a John Gray, but there were stories today that John Gray, it's looking like he's gonna end up staying. So where was that story actually? John Gray, where are we at? Well, I saw something that the Rockies are probably not going to trade him. Oh, here it is. Rockies reportedly have no plans to trade John Gray or Daniel Bard. So to me, if Trevor Story is only going to be alone in a deal, I don't see it. This guy's going to take a few prospects. He's probably going to test free agency. I don't see why a team would really want him because he's not really like a game changer kind of a player. He's not gonna, you know, really change your lineup. I could see if you were involving a John Gray or someone like a Daniel Bard, that could make it, you know, more attractive. But I don't know. I think Trevor Story ends up staying. I don't think he goes anywhere. That's just my guess at this moment. We could see, you know, something else come out, but we got to keep an eye out for it. Hey, Ballcap Sports, what's going on? Rockies have no clue what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, the Rockies, man, so one thing I could see is they want to re-sign John Gray to a long-term deal. I could see something like that. You know, Bard's been good. I don't know. I feel like Bard would be helpful somewhere. I feel like he would help out a bullpen. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Rockies right now. And then, you know, Trevor Story, I could see them wanting to, if they don't get a good offer for him, they'd be okay with just, you know, offering him the qualifying offer and then, you know, getting that draft pick if he signs somewhere else. So, yeah, that is that on that. So, Matthew Pope, Robbie, the Mets are talking with Kris Bryant. So, got to keep an eye out for Kris Bryant as well. I mean, there was a report earlier that the Mets and the Cubs seem to be a little far apart on talks. So, Gene Entertainment, my friend, you cannot be spamming in the chat. Can't be spamming in the chat, my friend. So, but yeah, got to keep an eye out for this. Anyway, let's go to any other news as of right now. Let me kind of go look at Twitter. Is John Heyman saying anything? Let me pull up Passan here. I cannot type. Passan, are you saying anything? Okay, so the Brewers are getting Daniel Norris. Okay. The last thing he said was he was talking about Eddie Rosario. The relief market this afternoon is going to be completely bonkers. Alrighty, so it looks like we're going to be on the lookout for a lot of relievers. Alright, so let's take a look here. Angels have made Raisel Iglesias available. You got Kimbrel. Don't forget about Ian Kennedy as well. I wonder if Kyle Gibson goes somewhere, could you package an Ian Kennedy with him? That's something to keep an eye out for. But he's saying Kimbrel, Kennedy, Iglesias. I think it's a matter of time before we see Kimbrel go somewhere. Phillies, Brewers, among many teams checking on Ian Kennedy. The nice thing about an Ian Kennedy, he doesn't cost anything, and he's having a good year. So that's a good thing. Here we go. Ken Rosenthal 8 minutes ago. Sources, reports link number of teams to Kimbrel. Dodgers kicking around, but unlikely. Well, that's funny because what is the account on here? Let me pull this up. There is an account. I don't know about this account. I don't know if they're just, blowing smoke. But there's MLB Marathon. And they just tweeted something. They said something at one point today. Or was it yesterday? They said something about, here we go. Dodgers seem to be the likely landing spot for Kimbrel. And I'm like, well, okay. All right, cool. Maybe. But now we're seeing, this. But unlikely. So I don't know. MLB Marathon, I don't know what to think of those guys over there. I don't know. Can anyone let me know if they've been accurate in breaking anything? Nicholas, I appreciate that. Are we at 12K? Oh, we're almost at 12K subscribers. We're getting pretty close, everyone. If anyone is new, hey, thinking about hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to, oh, it looks like it shows that I'm at 12K. Shows that I'm at it. Are we there? Oh, it's not showing it here though. So I got my little ticker thing on my app, but it's not showing up on here. It still says 11.9. So I have to keep an eye out for it, and I'm not quite there. I'm not going to say I'm at 12K just yet. So Chris G, Astros, could the Astros maybe jump in? I can see the Astros maybe jumping more in on someone like an Ian Kennedy because he's going to be cheap, and they got to worry about that luxury tax line. I don't think they want to go over it. Hey, we did it. We're at 12K. Man, that's so crazy. We were just at 11K like last weekend. I cannot believe we got to 12K. Wow. Awesome sauce. That's what I like to see. Everyone, I appreciate it. We got 780 people in the chat right now. Man, oh man. What a night last night. What a day today. Crazy, crazy. MLB Trade Deadline week is absolutely nuts. So, here we go. Let's see. Anything else? John Morosi. 2 hours until the MLB Trade Deadline. We wait for an official announcement. So we haven't officially heard anything. Jeff Passan also has the Trade Deadline show on ESPN. I wish Jeff Passan would go somewhere else. Like, can Jeff Passan go to like Fox Sports or something like that? I don't like ESPN. Is that just me? One exec said the ask on Trevor Story has dropped and now feels more than less likely that the Rockies shortstop will be traded. So keep an eye out for Trevor Story. I did just say a second ago, I feel like he ends up staying. But if they're going to drop their price, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. So got to wait and see on that. Alrighty. So I feel like we're in a mode right now on kind of where we're just kind of looking at stuff here. We're just checking around. So latest updates. Spencer Howard is part of the Phillies talks with the Rangers. I feel like that's going to be too much. We just talked about that earlier. Thank you to whoever commented that in the chat. Let's take a look here. Phillies. Let's take a look. Phillies and the Rangers. Okay, Howard. He's got a 20.9 value. And for Gibson, I don't think Gibson is even above a 10. I feel like Gibson is like an 8. 7.7. So this right here would be an overpay. I don't see this. I don't see the Phillies doing this. This wouldn't be smart. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, so we could throw in, let's see. I don't think Ian Kennedy is going to provide that much more. He's got a 1.6. I don't know about this one. Oh, Dave Dombrowski, dude. I'm going to tell you this right now. I will bust out laughing if Dave Dombrowski does this. Because Dave Dombrowski did so many of these kind of trades where he gave up a lot, for something like this. It's not a terrible trade. Like it's not accepted by the model. I'm not saying the model is like the end all be all, but I don't know, man. I feel like Spencer Howard is a little steep. I don't know if I would do that. I know the Phillies want to win now, but is Howard even here? Let me type in the stats. Spencer Howard, what is he up to this year? I mean, he's not having a good year. 7 starts, 5.72 ERA. But look at the FIP. It's a 4.00. He's got about 10 strikeouts per 9. The walks are a bit high. I don't know. I wouldn't give up on Spencer Howard right now. That FIP was a 5.86 last year, but it's a 4.00 now. I wouldn't give up on him. I just wouldn't. I don't know if I would do this. I would not do this trade. I know the Phillies want to win. They could use another bullpen arm. I don't know. Maybe if you do something else. Let me see. What else could the Rangers throw at them? Is there any other major league guys that could help them out? I don't know. They're not going to get rid of Adolis. That's not going to happen. I don't know. Maybe like John King. I could maybe see this. Something like that. King was involved in the Yankee talks, but I guess the Yankees pulled out of it because of a possible, something going on with the shoulder or something like that. So, I don't know. I think if you're going to want Spencer Howard, I think you need to give up a little bit more than, Gibson and Kennedy. Unless, another thing here, one thing to consider, you could pay down some of Gibson's contract. So he's on a 3-year 28. Or actually, let me pull up his. What is he making this year exactly? So is it 9.3 for every year? So he's making 10. So he's owed around maybe $4 more million or so. So what you could do, if you could pay the rest of his contract for this year, and then that's accepted. So you could do something like this: a couple of arms for the bullpen, Kyle Gibson, and some cash. So this would make it more, it would make it closer. But the thing with King is, again, he did have something going on with the physical. He had something going on, with the shoulder. So I don't know what's going on. What exactly was the problem? But I think if you're the Phillies, I don't think you should give up Howard that easily. Howard was a top prospect. I don't think you give up on him that easily. Chester, do you think Lux is available? Soon they will have Turner and Seager, so Chris Taylor will have to move to the outfield, and that leaves no place for Lux. I wonder if Gavin Lux could be available. Gavin Lux. I don't know. I don't know if Gavin Lux would be available. Gene Entertainment. I want the Red Sox to get Kyle Gibson. So one thing that, I've been saying for a while, it looks like the Red Sox, it looks like they went over that luxury tax line. They got Kyle Schwarber. There was nothing about the contract being eaten down. So it's looking like they took the rest of Schwarber's contract. So, oh wait, I'm not on the payroll. So with Gibson, if they went over that luxury tax, they're about almost $4 million over it now. So I don't know. Could you add some more? If you just went over it. So if you went over it, you want to add some more salary? I'm kind of surprised. Jesse Doherty, what's going on? What is happening? Hearing the Nationals-Dodgers trade is very close to the finish line. Okay, so it looks like that trade is almost done. Also, this is how much I have checked out from basketball. Russell Westbrook is on the Lakers now? Wait, when did that happen? I don't know what happened with... I don't know. I lost all interest in basketball. I'm sorry if there's, basketball fans here in the chat, but when the heck did that happen? I didn't see that. Good grief. I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Anything else new? I'm seeing a lot of new subscribers coming in. You guys are going off. We have officially hit 12,000 subscribers. We are closing in on 12.1. Man, oh man. Let's see. Anything else here? All right, here we go. What's up with Bob Nightingale? What's he saying? Mr. Bob Nightingale. Don't believe anything Bob Nightingale says. If anyone's new to, the baseball Twitter world, don't listen to a word Bob Nightingale has to say. Reese Olson. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, that's what I said earlier, too. All right, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe don't listen to me either. Atlanta, I mean, he hasn't tweeted anything. Looks like Mr. Bob he's having a tough time out here. He's not really reporting anything. So, let's go Rosenthal. We're just going to hop back and forth. So he hasn't tweeted anything for about 20 minutes. I don't know here. Let's see. Yan Gomes. Blue Jays and Nats discussing Yan Gomes. Interesting. Very interesting. What are we saying? Gene, do I think the Red Sox should go after a bullpen guy? Like, I think so. I mean, I think they could use another arm for that bullpen. I think that could be pretty fun. Okay. Joel Sherman, what makes Raisel Iglesias so attractive is the ability to work multiple innings. He's gotten at least 4 outs 12 times and has a 0.95 ERA in those games. So I feel like you're starting to see that more with, relievers is can they go multiple innings? I feel like you're seeing teams, put more emphasis on those kind of guys. So, yeah, Nicholas, if we can get to 100,000 by Christmas, my mind would be blown. Absolutely blown. Scent TV, is Sale going to be a starter when he comes back? I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's been ramping up his innings down in the minor leagues. So it looks like they're ramping up his innings to be a starter. So I don't see why you would put him in the bullpen. But I think Chris Sale, I'm very, very intrigued about what the Red Sox are going to do there. I'm very happy with that Kyle Schwarber move. Very happy with that move. So Brandon Lee, with just under 2 hours before the deadline. The Rockies. Yep, so we talked about that earlier. Amy says Brett Gardner is good. Brett Gardner, I've always loved Brett Gardner. I really have. I've always loved me some Gardner. He's a tough-nosed guy. He plays hard. But, man, Gardner has just not got it done this year. He's just 311 on base, 4 homers, 196 average. The average was low last year. He was still getting on base decently last year. I don't know. I mean, I just think right now Gardner is more of a bench guy. I like Brett Gardner. I think he's good to have on a team. He brings more than just what he does on the field. He's a clubhouse leader. This is a guy that, he's a veteran guy. He can still come off the bench and he can provide speed. He can definitely pinch run. He can still have quality at bats. He just hasn't really gotten the results. He's tough to get out. I know that sounds kind of crazy to say because he has a 196 average, but he's never an easy at bat with the Brett Gardner. He always he works the counts pretty well, but it just the results haven't been there this year. So, with the Gardner, I think he's valuable to have on the team. To me right now, I feel like he is a 4th outfielder. Even a 5th outfielder as of right now. I think right now they got to go with Greg Allen out in center field. That seems to make a lot of sense to me. Greg Allen in center field right now. It just seems to be the option for me. I don't know. I like Greg Allen. So, Gene, what do you think about Joey Gallo? I love that move. I love Joey Gallo to the Yankees. I thought that was a really good move. They needed a left-handed bat. Sure, he strikes out a bit, but the guy leads the league in walk percentage. So, and he gets on base, and he's pretty good on the bases. He's not very fast. He's not going to be like the stolen base king, but he can snag a base here and there, and he runs the bases rather well. So, yeah, Raptor Jesus, I agree. Working the count is one thing, but if you're not getting the results, I mean, it's a results-based business, right? But I think Gardner is, someone, a 4th, 5th outfielder. I think he's going to be valuable to a team still. Artem, did the Yankees get Story? No. But the latest on Trevor Story is the asking price looks like it might be coming down. So we could still see a Trevor Story trade. Let's refresh this. We got something on Luke Voit. The Yankees are shopping Voit. However, he adds that they've yet to receive much interest. Well, last time I checked, I thought Luke Voit was getting a lot of interest out there. I thought they said that last night. The name has come up in trade discussions the Yankees are having with various teams. So that was last night. As of 12:33, so like 45 minutes ago, the Yankees are looking to trade Voit. Newly acquired Anthony Rizzo is slotting in at first. The Yankees can look to add a shortstop this winter, moving Gleyber Torres to second, and then DJ to first. So yeah, I'm wondering if Voigt's going to end up going somewhere. Could you put Voit in the minors? Does he have any options? I don't know if they would do that. I think you should try and trade him if you can. There was also interest in Byron Buxton. So this is a name to keep an eye out for too. I wonder though if that ends up waiting until the offseason, because you want to see, can the guy stay on the field, The Twins have already traded Nelson Cruz and Jose Berrios, and they're surely not done for the day, with several other players to shop to contending clubs. Center fielder Byron Buxton's market has picked up steam, according to Dan Hayes of The Athletic, although it's no sure thing he'll be moved just yet. The Phillies love Buxton and are one of 6 or 7 teams. Hey, look out for the Phillies. Could the Twins and the Phillies match up on some kind of a trade? If we were to go take a look here, I'm going to pull up the Phillies, the Twins team. We are about almost an hour and 40 minutes away from the deadline. We're still around 700 strong in the chat, so I appreciate you guys coming out. I'm wondering what the chat's going to be like when we're in that final 30 minutes. I'm looking, hey, that final 30 minutes of the deadline, that's when the hearts start pumping a little bit. So, but yeah, the Twins, you still got a Donaldson there. I wonder if Donaldson ends up going anywhere. It's a big contract, so I don't know if that's going to end up happening. I wonder if a guy like Andrelton Simmons ends up going anywhere. I think that could be something to keep an eye out on. Simmons, he's only on a 1-year deal. He can provide some defense for a team. Maybe someone like the Reds. The Reds were buying. They were adding some bullpen arms. Could they bring in a Simmons to improve the defense at short? Possibly. J.A. Happ's name has been coming up. Could you do J.A. Happ and maybe a Byron Buxton to Philly? J.A. Happ, I could see him with the Phillies. I could see something like that. He's having not a good year. I take that back. I thought he was having a good year this year. He got off to a good start at least. So, all right, I take that back. Never mind. No one wants J.A. Happ. Could you do Colomé? What has he been doing? I know he got off to a tough start this year. Yeah, he doesn't look very attractive to me. But then you had Kenta Maeda. Could you maybe see Maeda, maybe and Buxton go together in a deal for Philly? Could see something like that, maybe. That could be some good starting pitching depth for the Phillies. But I would think maybe they want a bullpen guy. So Taylor Rogers, this is someone to keep an eye out for. So, let me go to the depth charts. Alrighty, so in the bullpen, as of right now, so Taylor Rogers has a sprained finger at the moment, but there were some reports in the last week that Taylor Rogers was drawing some interest. Could you see a Taylor Rogers, maybe like a Byron Buxton package for the Phillies? I could see something like that. The Twins have started selling. So, let's do this. Let's do Buxton and let's do Buxton and I already got Maeda. Or no, let's take out Maeda. Let's put in Rogers. So Rogers is a 10.3. I wonder, could you see something like this? Maybe like a Buxton and a Rogers for like Howard and something else. I could see something like that maybe. That seems to make sense. But I don't know. Let's see. What are you guys saying here in the chat? Oh, no way. Kimbrel just went to the White Sox? No. Whoa. Look at this. Oh, my God. Ken Rosenthal. is reporting Craig Kimbrel is going to the White Sox. Whoa. Whoa. That's massive. Whoa, this bullpen is looking nutty. Man, that is... Ooh. You got Tepera yesterday from the Cubs, and you got Kimbrel today. Man, this bullpen is looking nasty. Are you kidding me? Look at this bullpen. Hendricks, Crochet, Kopech, Tepera, Kimbrel. Oh my God. That is nuts. I mean, even Aaron Bummer. I feel like Bummer's been having a good year too. Or he's got a better FIP than the ERA. But, whoa. Oh, I'm stunned. I am stunned. Wow. I cannot believe this. Craig Kimbrel is going to the White Sox. John Heyman. What is this? John Heyman. Oh my God. Okay, no, that was a pretty funny tweet. Kimbrel and Liam Hendricks give the White Sox arguably the 3 best closers. John, that's only 2 guys. It's 2 guys, John. Dang it, John. Come on. You had one job. John tweeting so fast on his phone, he can't even put numbers correctly. So we got a big story here. Craig Kimbrel, if you are just joining us, 750 of you in the chat. Kimbrel is heading to the White Sox. This is nuts. Man, oh man. I can't believe that. I thought maybe I was thinking yesterday, could the White Sox add more to that bullpen? I didn't think they would go after someone like a Kimbrel. You know, they added someone like a Tepera yesterday. I thought they were probably done with the bullpen. I thought that was it. And, oh my God. I can't even wrap my head around this. This is nuts. So Michael Ceremi was the first one to tweet this out. This is nutty, man. This is nutty. I'm hearing Craig Kimbrel has been traded to the Chicago White Sox. Well, we got a couple of bombs here today. We've got Jose Berrios to the Blue Jays. We've got Craig Kimbrel to the White Sox. We are having a heck of a deadline right now. This is just insane. This is insane. I'm wondering what the package is. I am looking for this package. White Sox plan to give both Kimbrel and Hendricks save opportunities. With short season last year, they believe this move will help protect them for their starters and relievers. And that's another thing to point out, too. You know, Rosenthal also mentioning this. He has an option for next year. So they could keep Kimbrel for next year. So I'm guessing Hendricks is probably going to get the majority of the saves right now, or the save opportunities. They'll probably go game plan too. They'll look at scouting reports and think who would be the better guy, for a certain situation, depending on, what batters are up and whatnot. But, Tony La Russa, he's got some options, man. He's got some options. So we're up to 800 people in the chat now. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. Really appreciate it. But yeah, the big news right now, we had Jose Berrios earlier today, but now we have Craig Kimbrel going to the White Sox. This White Sox bullpen, is disgusting. Man, I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around this. That's just so much in that bullpen. That is so much. Iglesias to the Astros is heating up. Any word on that? Anything? Biggest Cubs White Sox reliever trade since Kotz for Ardsma in 2006. Wow. That is a flashback right there. Man, remember David Ardsma? Crazy. Crazy. David Ardsma. Man. Ugh. Brings back some times, man. This was when I was in high school. Man. Hard throwing guy in David Ardsma. Yeah. So he was with the Cubs in 06. Went to the White Sox in 07. And then he was with the Red Sox in 08. So, but yeah. That's yeah. Kimbrel to the White Sox here, everyone. Kimbrel to the White Sox. I'm wondering what the next trade is going to end up being. I mean, you got a lot of guys out here. You still got Story sitting out there. You still got guys. But a lot of these big names are coming off the market now. It's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with Story now that the Rockies have reportedly lowered their asking price for him. On baseball trade values, Trevor Story has a value of around like 13 to 14. I think if you lower his value down to maybe like an 8 to a 10, I think you could get a deal done at that point. Oh yeah, Brandon Lee, of course. Duh. I mean, yeah, you got Kris Bryant and Baez, obviously. I'm thinking I was only thinking in terms of pitching, but no, yeah, Kris Bryant. And then Javier Baez. I'm wondering if Baez ends up staying. I'm wondering if I don't know. I'm wondering what teams you could always put Baez at second. If the Mets, there was rumblings of the Mets and possibly going for Javier Baez, but I don't know. I definitely think Bryant's going somewhere. Bryant's the big name now. Bryant's definitely the big name. Daniel, Chaim Bloom is in hibernation. I think Bloom's he's working those phones. I think he's working the phones, man. I think Bloom's trying to make some stuff happen. I didn't see the Schwarber move happening last night. I didn't see that happening. So Bloom kind of surprised me on that one. So no way. The Cubs got Madrigal? No way. Where is that? Stop it. Who's saying that? Dang it, that's not. Duh, I hate all these fake accounts. Bob, what is going on? There's no way. There's no way. You traded Madrigal? No. No way. Oh, we got to plug this in. Are the Cubs paying any of that contract? Madrigal has a 27.6 value. No, this is dumb. What are you doing? This is dumb. And who is the other guy? Cody Hewer. Yeah, Jason. Yes, YouTube has been having some issues. I've noticed a bit of lag today. Like, of all the days, my streams have been completely fine all weekend. We just lost 200 people in the chat. So, yeah, YouTube has been completely fine all week. And of course, today, YouTube has to have some issues. I've had 3 times now the stream has lagged. Dude. Okay, anyway, this is horrible. This is what the White Sox did? You couldn't even get Bryant in this? You couldn't get anything else. Oh, this is a stupid trade. This looked like a great trade. This looked like an amazing trade, for the White Sox. And now it's looking like the worst trade. We've had a lot of overpays today, everyone. However, we need to take into consideration. Here. This is the trade deadline. Kimbrel is really sought after. So the White Sox probably thought, hey, let's just blow him out of the water. Let's give him Madrigal. That's probably what happened. You're probably seeing these other teams. Everyone was getting involved with a Kimbrel. Everyone. The Rays. We just heard the Rays recently today. Everyone, probably the Phillies, the Giants, pretty much every team that is in playoff contention probably made a phone call about Craig Kimbrel. Feinson. What is Feinson saying? I should probably keep these guys' pages open. That would probably make some sense. I'm going to keep these guys' pages open here. Let me close out some of these tabs. Dang it, I just clicked out of baseball trade values. You kidding me? All right. So what did Feinson say? Per sources, the Twins are shopping both Donaldson and Buxton. 90 minutes to go. We are in the last hour and a half, everyone. The last hour and a half. So Josh Donaldson, keep an eye out for Donaldson. Keep an eye out for Buxton. These are two guys definitely could be on the move. I cannot believe this trade for Kimbrel. I can't believe they gave up Madrigal. This is nuts, man. So we're seeing already a couple of people posting it here. This cash right here, this is not part of the deal. So that they just put in this cash here to make the trade work. I can't believe that. Let's go to this White Sox top prospects. So, is he even considered a prospect anymore? Hewer? No. All right, so he's probably on. So Cody Hewer was in their bullpen, but he's 24 years old, 25. So the ERA is bad this year, but the FIP is good. It's a 3.67 FIP. Last year was really good. 2.77 FIP. He's a young reliever. He's under control until 2026. I'm going to tell you this right now. I think the Cubs are winners at this trade deadline. I think they're absolute winners, and they've been getting some serious prospects back. They've been getting really good prospects. I really like what the Cubs have been doing. They added some quality guys in the Rizzo trade. They got a Kevin Alcantara. They got an Alex Vizcaino. They've added some serious guys. And now you just got Madrigal and Hewer. They got Dykman for Andrew Chafin, a couple days ago. They have added some serious talent. The Cubs, man, they're looking pretty good. I'm really liking what the Cubs are doing. So, let's see here. Jeff Tan, Giants probably still negotiating for Bryant, making sure Bart isn't included. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if Bart ends up being involved. I would guess no now that Kimbrel's off to the White Sox. So, but man, who do I think the Red Sox go after now that Kimbrel is gone? I don't know. I think they could use another bullpen arm. Another starting pitcher wouldn't hurt. So, but yeah, I really liked Madrigal a lot. I liked Madrigal, man. This is a guy, guy that can just get hits, man. He's not going to get power, but he's going to get on base and he's going to get you a ton of hits. He was doing really good this year. He's hit 305, a 349 on base. This is like a perfect guy for the top of your lineup. Gets on base. in the minor leagues, this guy was hitting like crazy. I mean, he was so good last year for the White Sox in 29 games in his first year. And this year he continued to do good. Big contact guy. But he's a really good hitter, and he's under control until 2027. He was one of the better prospects for the White Sox. Like, I just figured they probably thought, like, okay, well, you know what? We can go get another second baseman. They did bring in a Cesar Hernandez, so that is a guy they can put there. So, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this trade. Man. But for the Cubs, what a win. What a win for the Chicago Cubs. I mean, for the White Sox, yeah, you're getting that bullpen guy. But I don't know, man. So Madrigal, that's going to be your second baseman of the future. I mean, that's a quality guy to add. What a deadline for the Cubs. What a deadline. Derek, White Sox is World Series or bust for the White Sox now. Tigers trade Daniel Norris. So yeah, that looked like it was brewing earlier. No pun intended. Execs are complaining that everyone's prices are too high to facilitate trades after the Berrios deal. Prices are still high. I mean, yeah, that's the trade deadline for you. That's the deadline. Here we go. Let's take a look. Bob Nightingale, are you saying anything? I don't really usually listen to anything Nightingale says, but it's worth, I guess, looking. Well, I mean, he did report the Madrigal thing, so got to take that in consideration. Feinsand, are you saying anything? We're going to be doing a lot of refreshing over the next hour, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hearing the Rockies are holding firm to their asking price for Story. Given the heat they took for the return on Arenado, trading Story for peanuts would be a bad look. Interim GM, I don't think, dude. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on the Arenado thing, but I think the Rockies, they had to do what they had to do in that trade. You had to, for the values to match up in that trade, they had to pay down some of his contract to be able to get out of it and get at least a couple of decent guys in return. So because Arenado's value was not very good because he was on a big contract, he had a lot of injuries. So, and Arenado's doing whatever for the Cardinals this year. So he hasn't been like amazing for the Cardinals. He's having a solid year, but technically the Rockies, they have a better offense than the Cardinals this year, according to the numbers. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think I'm not gonna believe this. Given the heat they took for the return on Arenado, trading Story for peanuts would be a bad look. It has nothing to do with Nolan Arenado. I don't know why these MLB.com, guys. First off, I'm going to say this. Mark Feinsand, he comes up with a lot of dumb trades. I'm going to say that first off. Like, there is a lot of bad trades he has come up with where they always, suggest these different trades for, the Yankees or whoever. I've done a few of them on this channel, but where I've looked at the trades that he's suggested. And Feinsand doesn't suggest a lot of good trades. This has nothing to do with Nolan Arenado. It doesn't. It's just silly. That's just gossip reporting. That's just lazy reporting. I think it has nothing to do with it. Story, I mean, obviously you don't want to trade Trevor Story for peanuts. They're holding firm for a Trevor Story because they want to be able to get the best package possible. It's simple as that. For a Nolan Arenado, they had to pay down that contract to be able to get some prospects in return. That's how it works. I mean, that's how it works. So, I mean, I'll even, here, look, I'll pull up the trade. Let's take a look. So, the Nolan Arenado trade to the Cardinals. So, here is the trade. So, yes, the Cardinals had to, the Rockies gave them a lot of cash. Well, they had to give cash to make up for the negative value. He had a negative value. I know that might seem, kind of crazy, but Oh, what's Ken Rosenthal saying? Ken Rosenthal, what are you saying? Mets in discussions with Javier Baez, or for Javier Baez, possibly more. Ooh. So, I did come up with a prediction at one point. I was putting some slides together, and I ended up not doing these because I was like, I was making predictions earlier, and I figured I would, kind of do like a little bit of a fun thing. But the Berrios thing happened, and then before I even made that, picture, it already happened, so it was whatever. I thought maybe Berrios was going to go to either the Padres or the Rays, because I thought the Padres, they needed to kind of respond to the whole Max Scherzer thing yesterday, and I thought the Rays would ultimately offer the best package. But earlier, let me actually pull this up really quick. So I actually made this prediction earlier. Let me pull it up here. Let me come back to you guys. So earlier, let me pull this up here. Okay, let me come back to you here in 1 second. So I think this trade could definitely happen. I think we could definitely see Javier Baez and Zach Davies go to the Mets. I definitely think Zach Davies could be a part of something. So, because Zach Davies is a free agent soon, he's not going to cost a lot of money. So I could definitely see a package of these two maybe being something. That's possible. It would help the Mets with some starting pitching depth. Zach Davies has been decent this year, and Baez would give them another bat. So, if we go take a look at the Mets farm system, the depth chart. Oh, let's pull up the Mets. So it depends on what would go back to the Cubs. So that, I think, could make things kind of interesting. So let's take a look. We are almost at 900 people in the chat. We are getting pretty close here. Could we get to 1,000? Could we get to 1,000 by the deadline? New York Mets are making movement towards a trade for Javier Baez. Just got that notification. So, if you're the Mets, could you maybe send something back like a J.D. Davis? Could you do that? I think that's possible. I don't see why you couldn't. Now, I was talking about the Nolan Arenado thing earlier, but I'll come back to that. So let's pull up here the Mets and the Cubs. It's funny because Javier Baez was just saying the other day he would love to play with Francisco Lindor. That would be a really good defensive, shortstop, second baseman duo. That would be great defense. Now, let's take a look here. John Heyman tweets, the Twins are now listening on Kenta Maeda. Okay, we already knew that, John. John Heyman, come on, get with it. Here we go. Okay, so let's put Baez in here. So Baez on baseball trade values has an 8.7 value. So for the Mets, you're not going to have to give up a lot for that. I don't think he's making all that much. Let me actually pull this up here. All right, we are an hour and 15 minutes away from the deadline. We got some time here, folks. We got an hour and 15. Got an hour 15. Breaking news. Cardinals had contact with the Rockies about Story. That'd be interesting. Gene Entertainment. I answered this earlier. I believe I said I would think, maybe a bullpen guy, maybe a starting pitcher. I could see something like that. Wonder if the Red Sox go after someone like a Merrill Kelly, someone that's under control for a few years, probably wouldn't cost all that much. But, all right, so looking at Javier Baez. Javier Baez this year, how much money is he making this year? Like $5 million? Or he's making 11? Oh, wow. Okay, so looks like it's official. Craig Kimbrel going to the White Sox. I cannot believe How did the Cubs convince the White Sox to send Madrigal? Oh, come on, spam caller. Now? Here we go. So Baez is making $11 million this year. Okay, that was way off. I thought he was making a little less than that. So, that's probably going to put the Mets over that line. I mean, I guess that doesn't really matter to them at this point. So their payroll currently... Well, actually, no, that wouldn't put them over. No, they're actually a lot farther away than I thought. So they still have around like 13, 14 million of room. Oh, so they can add Baez, and that would fit. So what could a trade look like? For a Baez, it's not going to cost all that much. So if you're looking here at the Mets, what could you send back? Well, the thing is, I'm guessing Baez, well, for now, he would play short. So, because Lindor is on the DL. But if Lindor came back, I would imagine Baez probably slides over to second. So, because as of right now, they got Guillorme playing it short. So, you got to think. I mean, if Baez moves over to second, well, I guess you could just move McNeil over to third, and then Villar would just be on the bench. Oh, okay. So maybe you don't have to really send anyone back. So you could still hang on to a JD Davis in this case, but I mean, I wouldn't think J.D. Davis would be offered anyway. J.D. Davis has more value. I mean, you could you just do a straight up trade like this? Actually, that's not accepted. But I don't know. Maybe the Cubs pay the rest of his salary. So I don't know. Let's just say the Cubs. I don't know if the Mets would really even care at that point. I mean, could you just do a swap of Baez for Davis? I mean, I don't know. I would think you want to maybe hang on to a J.D. Davis at this point. But I don't know. If I'm going to hang on to a guy, I think I'd rather keep McNeil. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, I'm seeing in the chat, Jesus, Lindor, and Baez in the same infield. That would be nasty. Let's take a look at Baez. I mean, he's not really... Baez a better fit for Mets than Bryant because he can fill in at short for Lindor for now. Okay, so yeah, I mean, makes sense there. But yeah, Bryant, I don't know. I feel like Bryant to the Mets at this point is probably not going to happen. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't seem to make sense. But Baez at this point, that on base, it's a little worrisome. But he's making up for it with a lot of home runs, a lot of RBIs, and stolen bases. So, Javier Baez would add a little pop. I wouldn't mind that. So, got to wait and see what ends up happening there. Let's refresh some of these guys. I'm going to put these guys in order of who I want to be reading. All right, Jeff Passan, have you been saying anything? Let's also refresh MLB trade rumors. All right, Passan. What are we saying? All right, so... Wait, is this the right Passan? Dang it, that's not the right Passan. What is going on with my internet right now? My internet is being... I'm noticing my computer is kind of churning a little bit over here. Wow, my internet is killing me right now. This is not the right Jeff Passan. I was about to say, what in the world is that? The Mets are finalizing a deal for Trevor Story. That's fake. All right, here we go. Kylie McDaniel. Okay, so he was just saying, complaining everyone's prices are too high. So, so the White Sox paid a massive price for Kimbrel. Yep, we already know that. All right, Feinsand. What are you saying? What is happening? Now my phone is not working. Oh my God. What is going on? Oh, there it is. There it is. Jeff Passan reporting here. They're finalizing a deal for Javier Baez. Done deal. Looking like a done deal. Also, the Oakland A's are in agreement to get Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes. Ooh, good for Oakland there. So, yeah, Passan is reporting Javier Baez to the Mets. I wonder if anyone else is going to be involved. Could you see a Zach Davies? I'm wondering what the deal is. So the Oakland A's are also getting Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes. So we're getting some movement here, everyone. We got a little over an hour left, but some moves are happening. Passan is reporting the Mets are finalizing a trade for Javier Baez. That's really funny because Javier Baez just said the other day he would love to play with a Francisco Lindor. So, wondering if Baez knew something a couple of days ago when he said that, or when did he say that? Like yesterday? I don't remember. But I wonder if he knew something. Rays, last 30 minutes, big trade. I'm calling it now. I'm waiting for the Rays to do something. Yeah, Jeff Tan, I agree. Cubs are going to be good in 2024. I think they could even be better sooner than that. Here we go. So a lot of people thinking the Rays are going to be the next big team, or the next team to make a big move. So Kris Bryant, what's going on with Kris Bryant? What's going on here? Here we go. Oh, John Morosi, you're not going to give credit to Jeff Passan? I'm pretty sure Jeff Passan had that tweet first. Who had that tweet first? What did Feinstein have it or did Passan have it? Who had that who had that tweet first? I think Passan had it first. I mean, come on, Morosi. If it was Passan, you should probably give the guy credit. Was it not Passan? Man. Could have sworn I thought Passan's one came in first. Whatever. Did Feinstein have it? All right, well, okay, I apologize. Alrighty, what else is going on? What happened? I could have sworn I just had a new tweet from John Heyman. Pending physicals. Oh, here we go. John Morosi, the Giants and Kris Bryant are one pairing to watch in the next hour. I agree. I think Kris Bryant's going somewhere, man. If Bryant doesn't go anywhere, I'm going to be stunned. So, yeah, big trades that have happened so far today. Jose Berrios going to the Blue Jays. Craig Kimbrel going to the White Sox. Javier Baez going to the Mets. We're still waiting on Kris Bryant. Is that going to happen? Giants or the Rays? I would imagine one of those two teams. I'm expecting the Rays to do something. Jeff Passan loves the Lindor Baez. Loves it. He loves the combo. I think that could be a really good combo. Could Baez end up re-signing with the Mets? But the Cubs are doing exactly what the Cubs needed to do. They needed to get rid of these guys. You need to get rid of Kris Bryant. You got to get him out. I'm sorry. I know Cubs fans. I know you love Kris Bryant, but you got to get rid of Bryant. You got to get rid of him. I would even get rid of Davies, too. Get rid of the team. Start building this farm system. You got some good guys in here. Vizcaino, Alcantara. You've gotten some decent guys. Madrigal, Dykman. You got some good young players here. So, all right. A few more people to keep an eye out for. Maeda, Buxton, Donaldson. These are three names. I'm wondering if the Twins are done. We're going to have a busy hour, folks. Get your popcorn ready because we're going to start having some guys. Kyle Gibson's out there too. Trevor Story's still out there. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. Are the Yankees going to be able to, get Luke Voit somewhere? You'll also have to remember this, everyone. We haven't really had, a big, crazy trade deadline like this. I mean, last year we had the trade deadline, but a lot of teams were being passive last year, just because it was a short season and so on. But, go back, years and years in the last however many years, a lot of things happen in the final minute, and sometimes a lot of deals don't end up coming out until after the deadline. So you gotta, be watching until the last second, and you gotta wait for like the next 15 minutes after. So I'm not going to be out of here at 4 o'clock exactly. I'm definitely going to be hanging around until a little after 4 o'clock. So that is definitely something to consider as well. So you're going to have a lot of action. I'm guessing you're going to see a lot of deals come in at the last second. So that usually happens at the deadline every single year. So the deadline's at 4, right? It is at 4. I'm seeing Jay Paul. You're saying 3 p.m. Isn't it 4 o'clock? I could have sworn the deadline. I'm seeing 3 p.m. Yeah, it's 4. Okay, I was about to say. It's always been 4 o'clock. Always been 4 o'clock. But hold on 1 second. Let me get the music back on here. What happened to the music? Whoopsies. Spotify, you stopped playing on me. What's going on here, Spotify? Alrighty. Spotify, you are killing me right now. What are we doing? What is happening? Alright, I got to come back to that in a little bit because Spotify, you are not working right now. Man, what is going on with the internet today, man? YouTube was having some problems earlier. Spotify is not playing my music for me. All right, well, whatever. Well, let's come back here. Let's refresh MLB trade rumors. We're almost to 1,000 people. We're at about 950 people right now. Man. Kris Bryant, here we go. So also there was that other deal too. The A's acquired Yan Gomes and Josh Harrison. So, hey, good for the Nationals, unloading Yan Gomes as well. They didn't really need Yan Gomes anymore. You got Javier Ruiz now. Here we go. Latest updates. Giants and Bryant, one pairing to watch. We read that just a few minutes ago. Andy Martino said earlier today doesn't think the Bryant or the Cubs necessarily trade Bryant. So yeah, here we go. Mets to acquire Javier Baez. Still can't believe this trade. Still can't believe that. That is nuts to me, man. That is nuts. So yeah, MLB.com is reporting officially Baez is going to the Mets. So I'm still waiting to see what the Twins have left. If you got rid of a Jose Berrios, you might as well just unload, You might as well, you don't have to trade a Maeda. That's a very cheap contract. So, that's a guy you can just keep on your team, and he's going to make starts for you. So, Orioles, do I think he's going to be catching tonight? Javier Ruiz. Is he, is that officially, done? It's official, right? So, is Ruiz on the roster now? They still have Yan Gomes right there. So they have him in the minors right now. Is there any news on him at all? Or are they going to start him out in the majors, or are they going to put him in the minors? He's only played, 6 games this year? So, I would imagine maybe they give him some time in AAA a little bit. I don't know. You could bring him up right now if you wanted to. Alrighty, let's see. Anything new? Mets get Trevor Williams. Huh? Mets get Trevor Williams and Trevor Williams. John Heyman, are you drunk? What? What are you saying? Oh my God. John Heyman, what are you doing? Jesus, man. Okay. So, wait, hold on. Wait, so are they getting, did he say, I don't even know what John Heyman just said. John Heyman, come on, man. You need some milk. All right. So they're also getting Trevor Williams. So I wonder what the Mets are sending back. I need to know what the Cubs got. I'm wondering I wonder if they got prospects. Did they get a major league ready guy? I'm wondering if JD Davis is in this. I don't think so. I would imagine probably not, right? We're closing in on 1,000 people. Ken Rosenthal, Orioles, you are helping me out here, my friend. Thank you so much. Ken Rosenthal, what do you say? Oh, I said that. Hey, I got something kind of right a little bit. Maybe package a Gibson and an Ian Kennedy. That's a great move for the Phillies. Great move. Good move. I was saying this earlier. I was saying, if you get a Kyle Gibson, maybe you can get Ian Kennedy too. And I think that makes sense. That makes sense for the Phillies. You needed a bullpen guy. You could use another starter. I like this move. But what are you sending back? Remember we plugged this trade in a little earlier. So let's go plug this in. Or is it going to be Howard? Dude, give up Howard for that. I remember I was saying this earlier. I don't think you should give up Howard in that scenario. I don't think that's worth it. I hope not. I hope that's not what it was. But good for the Rangers for making this trade. Good for them. I mean, God, they hung on to Lance Lynn last year. So I was kind of wondering if they were going to hang on. I think Kyle Gibson's a great move for the Phillies. Great move. So here we go. Moving Gibson and Ian Kennedy. I think Ian Kennedy is a very underrated piece in this trade. And to me, I was talking about it earlier, it made sense to package those two guys. So, all right, let's get Gibson in here. Gibson has a 7.7 value, while Kennedy has around like a 1.5, I believe. 1.6. So for the Philly, this makes sense as well because the Phillies farm system is a little dry. So I don't know if I don't know. I wonder what the Phillies gave up. The Phillies were not going to be big players. I mean, especially with what the Cubs got for, Kimbrel. The Phillies were definitely not getting Kimbrel, especially if they got a Nick Madrigal. I want to know what the next best offer was for that. I just want to know. Oh, Trevor Williams was going to start tonight. So, hey, that's something for the Mets. What do we got here? What do we got? Jeff Passan. Phillies. Yeah, okay, so John Morosi tweeting out, this is the best trade deadline ever. This is a very good deadline. This is a very good deadline. Awesome deadline. Are we at 1,000 people? Did we get to 1,000? Oh, it says 988. Come on, 12 more people. This is a great trade deadline, everyone. This has been fantastic. What a week. So I want to know what the Rangers got. I'm guessing if you're the Phillies, I don't know, do you give up any major league guys in this scenario? I'm wondering for the Rangers, I would imagine probably just a couple of prospects. So let's pull up the Phillies farm. Oh, yeah, we did it. 1,000 people in the chat. We did it. And we got an hour to go, too. 1,000 people in the chat. We got to 1,000 people in the chat last night. Dude, Panda KTK. I know, right? We have had a lot of growth on this channel in the last week and in the last couple weeks. So, sweet. Everyone, thank you for coming out today. Thank you for joining me on this trade deadline. Usually with me, trade deadlines every single year. I'm usually just kind of hanging out, looking at my phone, but I get to hang out with over 1,000 people and talk about the trade deadline. This is fantastic. This is the best trade deadline ever. John Morosi's right. I love this trade for the Phillies. I think it's a great trade, especially in that NL East. It's wide open. Okay, what do you give up here? So I don't think you have to give up a lot for this to work. So I'm still waiting to see what is the return going to be for Javier Baez. Waiting to see that. So you need 9.3. I'm guessing Gibson and Kennedy, they were both probably getting some attention. So the Phillies probably had to overpay here. And knowing Dave Dombrowski, he probably overpaid. What is Nightingale saying? What is this? I love that. Dude, passing's so funny. I love passing. What did Nightingale say? Or I don't think I'm following Nightingale. I should probably follow Nightingale. Nightingale. Wow, Peter Crow Armstrong. Wow. Peter Crow Armstrong. Are you kidding me? Whoa. Dang, that is pretty hefty. Hold on, let's take out Davis here. Peter Crow Armstrong. I mean, it's a bit of an overpay. Wow, the Cubs got another good prospect. Look at the Cubs. Wow, the Rangers did get Spencer Howard. Are you kidding me? So this trade is not accepted by baseball trade values. That is, man, that's a get, man, for the Cubs. That is a get, man. Peter Crow Armstrong. That is nuts, man. Okay. Let's take a look here. So Spencer Howard was the guy? Oh, man. That's a hefty price. That's a hefty price. So you're seeing kind of similar here from the Phillies and the Mets. They're giving up two, each of them gave up a really good prospect. So Spencer Howard. Good for the Rangers. Good for the Rangers. They got a young starting pitcher like that. I mean, come on. That is just nuts, man. What a get. What a get. What are you guys saying here in the chat? Donaldson and Buxton to the Brewers would make me so happy. Man, I mean, that could be pretty nice for the Brewers. Get another bat. But yeah, Spencer Howard heading back to the Rangers. It's an overpay, according to baseball trade values. There's also something to consider here as well. I would imagine probably Spencer Howard's value is a little lower than this because he's not really having a lot of success. So if we take a look, and then Kyle Gibson's having a good year. Kennedy's having a good year. So if we take a look, the high for a Kennedy right now is a 1.9. So let's just say he's worth $2 million. And then for a Gibson, so Gibson, the high for him is a 9.1. So you're looking at the highest total value here around like an 11, 11 million of value. And then for Howard, what is the low point of his value? So Howard, 16.7. So if you were to put the high point of the value for Gibson and Kennedy at like 11 million, and then the low point for Howard at around, 16.7, you're around 5 million apart in value there. So I could see why this trade would work. So that's the Phillies, they were able to get more value out of those guys because they're having good seasons. While Howard isn't having a lot of success, you can maybe devalue him a little bit. So I can see why that works. Now, for this, I want to actually know, how is Peter Kerr Armstrong doing this year? I feel like I haven't really heard anything about him. He is doing awesome in A-ball. In 24 at-bats, he's hitting .417 with a .563 on base. So Peter Kerr Armstrong is going crazy. So right now, I mean, so you can definitely say his value is looking pretty good. I mean, he's at around a 21. Then Baez and then Williams. Let's say Williams is as high as a 2.6, while Baez is as high as a 10.4. So maybe you're looking at around 13 million in value. And let's say Peter Kerr Armstrong, you stick him at around 17.5 still. Because, that while he is doing well in the minor leagues right now, it's not a big sample size. So you could see where, the Mets are getting more value out of, Baez and Williams. So that maybe justifies why Peter Kerr Armstrong, you send him over. So you're not too far apart, I think, as it might seem. I think Mets fans are probably not happy. I want to know what Mets fans think. No, they didn't. The Yankees no, they didn't. No way. Kris Bryant, no, he didn't. Kris Bryant did not go to the Yankees. No, he didn't. J.A. Happ is going to the Cardinals. What's going on right now? What's happening? Wait, what happened? Wait, was it a fake account? Was it Gel passing? Did he tweet something out? No, it looks like Gel passing has given up. I want to know what the fake account was. Oh, let me just type in Kris Bryant, Yankees. Oh, it was this one. Oh, man. Oh, God. The real Jeff Passan is just freaking out right now. Just all the capital letters, it just kills me. So, what did Bob Nightingale? I don't follow Bob Nightingale. I need to. What is happening? We are 45 minutes away from the deadline. We're at 1.1K viewers in the chat right now. Man, oh man, we're already at 12.1 thousand subscribers now. I mean, man, oh man, can we get to 13,000 subscribers by the end of the week? I mean, we're just growing like crazy right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming out today and talking some trade deadline with me. But, okay, nope. All right, so what did Nightingale say? That's not Bob Nightingale. Bob Nightingale. What did he tweet? So he tweeted about J.A. Happ. Less than 1 hour remains. Kris Bryant still remains with the Cubs. Trevor Story still with the Rockies. The Cubs were uncertain earlier today whether anyone would meet their asking price on Bryant. So I feel like... Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you for whoever put this for me. Here comes the Yankees again in a... Did he delete the tweet? Oh, that's really funny. Oh, he thought that was actually Jeff Passan. I'm going to be honest. I have fallen for a couple of things before. So I'm not totally going to get on to Bob about this because I have fallen for, a couple of these dumb tweets of the fake accounts. I mean, it was really embarrassing. I actually made a video. And I deleted that video. That was an embarrassing moment for me. I got tricked by an account and I made a video about it, and that was really embarrassing. So I'm not totally going to make fun of Bob Nightingale here. I think it's really funny. So it's funny. You can't, they're trying here, man. I like the aggressiveness here. I like these guys just trying to get the news out there. So some of these fake accounts, man, you get so excited and you just get like so revved up over, seeing like a fake account. Like you don't realize it's a fake account because you're so revved up about, what they're tweeting. And so are they still getting this Max Scherzer deal done? Scherzer Turner mega deal is getting done. No, that's really fun. Who tweeted? Tino, what is this? No way. That's so funny. Oh my God. The fake Jeff Passan. Oh my God. Oh, this is really funny. Jeez. Trade deadline. You gotta love it. Mark Topkin. Things seems like things are quiet now for the Rays. 45 minutes left. I don't know. John Heyman, he was saying that the trade is still getting worked out. I mean, I can understand why the Phillies maybe wanted to be, or they would be okay with moving on from a Spencer Howard. So, it's tough to see. Cardinals and the Twins are swapping John Gant for J.A. Happ. Really? You would think the Cardinals would want to hang on to him, or to hang on to a John Gant. Really? Let me pull up the Cardinals here. I feel like Gant's been having a decent year. I feel like the Cardinals need pitching depth. Where is Gant? I mean, I know he's in the bullpen, but I guess they just feel like he's worth giving up. He's having a good year. Never mind. No, he's not. He has a good ERA, but the FIP is not that good. So I guess it's fair. Let's plug this in. Let's see. So J.A. Happ going to the Cardinals. They need some starting pitching depth. I mean, Happ's not having a great year. But, hey, it's an arm. Let's plug this in. So John Gant for J.A. Happ. Here we go. So Gant has a 0 value. And then for the Twins, Happ, Happ has a negative 2.1 value. So I guess the Twins win this deal. But for the Cardinals, they needed starting pitching. I don't see what the point of it is. I mean, I don't know. I think if you're the Cardinals, I guess you could go on a run. I don't know. Maybe Happ ends up turning it around and gives them some quality innings down the stretch. He's done it before. He did it with the Yankees when he got traded to the Yankees. So, yeah, Nick. Twitter is pretty hilarious sometimes, not going to lie. All right, let's get back to this. What else we got? We're just refreshing stuff at this point. Baez and Trevor Williams for Peter Crow Armstrong. Ian Kennedy, Kyle Gibson to the Phillies. Okay, we already know that. Basically refreshing. Let's see. MLB trade rumors. And what I like about MLB trade rumors is they're looking all over the place. They got all these, they're looking at all these different rumors out there from all these different reporters. So not just like the main ones. So they got like, these smaller reporters out there that are reporting stuff. But yeah, nothing much on Kris Bryant. I'm surprised MLB Trade Rumors isn't really, a little more active right now. So, they did just put this. But you think they would be putting some more rumors and stuff out there. There's nothing really. Nothing really at this point. Basically, the best thing to do is just refresh Twitter. So, not seeing anything. Nothing new. But we're still waiting on if there's going to be a Kris Bryant. We're still waiting on, if are we going to see anything with the Rays? Are we going to see anything with the Giants? If we take a look at the standings as of right now. So let's see. The teams that are in contention, I feel like you have seen them make the moves that, they needed to make. Or they at least went out and did something. So, I don't want to look at the schedule. I want to look at the standings. Still got 1.1K in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming out. Fine Son, did he report something? Oh, here we go. So we can go plug this in. We can go plug this trade in here too. Let's put here, I'm going to type in Fine Son. Okay. The Giants have been quiet today, but they remain engaged with the Rockies on Trevor Story. Interesting. It remains to be seen whether San Francisco meets Colorado's asking price or if the Rockies' asking price comes down. Ooh, Trevor Story maybe to the Giants? That's possible. That is possible. What is going on with the Mariners? What's going on with the Mariners? Was there something saying Brandon Lau got traded? I don't know about that. Did that happen? No. Lau? Brandon Lau to the Mariners? Or are you guys just kind of you just spitting some stuff out here? No. That'd be crazy if the Mariners yeah, okay, so yeah. No, not seeing that. Alrighty, but let's here we go. Let's go plug in that one trade with the A's and the Nationals. So they got Harrison and Gomes. Indians rumored to get Mancini. Haven't seen anything on that. Julio Diaz, Lau is heating up right now. Seeing anything about Brandon Lau? Anything on Brandon Lau? Not seeing anything about Brandon Lau. Nope. Nothing on Brandon Lau. Alrighty, so let's go plug in this trade. So, Athletics and the Nationals. So, we got Gomes and Harrison. So, let's type in Gomes. Let's put in Harrison. Yeah, decent little get for the A's here. I like it. I like it. But here we go. What was the package going back to the A's? It was Drew Millis. So, they're getting a catcher back in return. We got Gouache. So 0.4. And we got Schumann. Looks like he's not even in Nope, not even seeing him. So he's not even in the A system here. So that seems fair. I mean, if Schumann is, like worth, 0.5, that looks like a fair deal. So right now, this is the deal. I don't have Schumann in here. So, but it looks like a fair deal, if you ask me. So we will keep it at that. Let's see what else is going on. I'm basically refreshing this nonstop. All right, so that was the last thing. So yeah, we just plugged in those guys. Again, it looked like a fair deal. Schumann is not on the roster for the Athletics on baseball trade value, so I'm unable to plug him in. So we got 34 minutes. 34 minutes. Are we going to see any bombs drop? Are we going to see the Rays do something? The Giants. We still got Kris Bryant out there. Could you imagine Kris Bryant doesn't go anywhere? I'd be surprised by that. I think the Cubs, you got to remember here, the Cubs are making deals left and right. I mean, maybe this is just a logistics kind of a thing. Maybe you're not hearing anything on Kris Bryant right now because they're just so busy with all these other trades. So maybe Kris Bryant, one team I'm going to look out for, I wonder if the Mariners end up doing something for Kris Bryant. I wonder if the Mariners make a play. I don't know, though. I don't know. I feel like they're probably more inclined to go out for guys that are under control. So I think that's more likely. But I don't know. I wonder. Corey Seager being activated tonight. So we'll soon have a new double play partner. So are they putting Trey Turner at second? Is that what's happening? Have they even, on Fangraphs, have they even updated it yet? Because, I mean, I don't think the deal is, like, officially official. So, yeah, it's definitely not official at this point. So, because Fangraphs is very quick about updating these guys. So, but yeah, Corey Seager, you are going to see at short tonight. So, I would imagine, Max Muncy goes back to first, and then you see Cody Bellinger go back out to right, and then, yeah, Trey Turner will get, he'll be at second. So that seems to make sense to me. And then you can put Chris Taylor. Maybe you can put Chris Taylor out in left. So that seems to make sense. So, oh, yeah, and that's also true with Trey Turner. He's on the IL he's on the COVID list, so. Yeah, but what else are you guys saying here? Kyle Hendricks, Wilson Contreras. I don't think so. Those guys are under control. Where are these other guys? Rizzo was a free agent. Baez was a free agent. Kris Bryant's a free agent. Kimbrel was, under control for next season, but I don't know if the Cubs wanted to hang on to him for all that money. I don't think Contreras is going to go anywhere. What is this? What is Jeff Passan saying right now? Jeff Passan is losing his mind. 4 Fs, 1 S, and 2 N's. I mean, come on, people. 4 Fs. There's only 1, 2. There's only 3 Fs. I'm only seeing 3. Am I just not seeing what he means? 4 Fs, 1 S, and 2 N's. There's only 3 Fs. Am I blind? I'm only seeing 3 Fs. Whatever. Jeff Passan is going crazy. I think Jeff Passan might have just lost it. I like that he's having fun. That's nice to see. This is a crazy time. So, could you imagine these guys are just like, they're just completely plastered right now. Like they're just all at home. They're just downing some beers. They're just going nuts right now. I'm pretty sure John Heyman is just completely plastered right now. Here we go. Max Scherzer trade Turner to the Dodgers is done. So Jeff Passan is reporting that as well. Come on. All right, so that is official. Scherzer and Turner to the Dodgers is a done deal. So, done deal. Done deal for passing. All righty. Eli says, Bloom, you have 30 minutes. Let's go. I'm telling you, look out for the last, 5 minutes. Once 4 o'clock hits, you need to just sit there and just wait, because a lot of these deals are coming in. Because remember, these deals have to get approved by the commissioner's office. They have to get approved. You have to send them in. You can't announce them until they've been, pretty much have been sent in. So it's going to take 4 o'clock is the deadline, but you have to wait a few minutes after, because you never know. You never know. I mean, because there's probably going to be a ton of deals that are still getting processed. So, another notification. John Heyman. Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes got announced like 30 minutes ago. What are we doing here, John? John Heyman, come on. When was that announced? I feel like if you're following John Heyman, you have to be following Jeff Passan too. Rosenthal, Scherzer, Turner to LA is done. Okay, not seeing any traction on anything. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a little quiet for the next 15, 20 minutes. Let's get you guys involved in the chat. Where do you think, or who do you think is going to be the next guy? Who do you think gets traded next? Give me your predictions in the chat. Who is going next? Story, Buxton, Bryant, Trey Mancini. Seeing another Bryant, seeing another Buxton, seeing another Story. Hey, Richard Rodriguez. That's a guy out there too, Orioles. I agree. Look out for Richard Rodriguez. I feel like we're not hearing anything on him. What's going on with that? For the Pirates, they don't necessarily have to get rid of him. He's under control. So he would be a pretty nice piece for a team. There's also Raisel Iglesias. We've been hearing his name a little bit today. So alrighty. Could we see I don't think the Red Sox are going to go after a Carlos Santana now. Now that they have Schwarber, I could see honestly Schwarber maybe playing first. I wonder if they put him at first. So let's see. Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of, Kris Bryant's. Woodcutter. I like that. Look out for Gratterall. That was a name out there too where, you were hearing about teams being interested in him. I would love for the Red Sox to bring in Brusdar Gratterall. Can we make that happen? Chaim Bloom wanted him. Why can't do it again? Let's bring him to Boston again. Alex Cobb, that's a name to look out for too. Luke Voigt, we've been hearing about Luke Voigt. So let's see. Anything else? The Rangers are also receiving. Wow, the Rangers are getting more. Wow. Good win for the Rangers there. For the Phillies, I think it was a good deal, but yeah. I mean, you gave up Spencer Howard. The thing about Spencer Howard, he's had some injuries. He hasn't had a lot of success to start things off. He's had blister stuff going on. So Spencer Howard, I can understand why you would give up on him. Because you are getting at least you are getting a Kyle Gibson, and you'll have him for next year too. And you are getting a bullpen guy that's going to help out this year. So, what else you guys saying? What else? Hey, Whit Merrifield, are we going to see him? Feinson. What is Feinson saying? Where did Feinson go? Am I following Feinson? Oh, I'm not even. Oh, I am following him. Why aren't I getting his notifications? So, yeah, you got a package of 3 guys. Well, Howard was already a bit of an overpay, but now you're getting a couple more guys and a Kevin Gowdy and a Josh Gesner. So, I mean, the Rangers really won that trade. They really won that trade. So, man, good for the Rangers. Making some moves. I like it. I really love what the Cubs are doing. I mean, right now, if I were to say my winners, I would have to say the Cubs are winners. Right now, I think the Mariners are winners. They've added, a couple of young guys, guys that are under control. They brought in Toro. They brought in a Diego Castillo. I like those moves for them. Honestly, I think you got to say, I mean, what have the Padres been doing? Have they done anything? I don't think the Padres can do anything. They don't have anyone. They don't have any prospects. So, what is this going on? Latest round. I mean, or they got Frazier. They got Frazier. So, yeah, they haven't really done much. They needed to add some pitching, I think. And so, that hasn't happened. I think they could have used another bullpen arm. That hasn't happened. So, I feel like with the Padres, you got Adam Frazier, which will be good for the offense, I think. It's a guy that makes a lot of contact. So, I don't know. Yeah, the Padres. Yeah, like I said, the Padres. Oh, did they get Daniel Hudson? That's right. Did that get finalized? That got finalized, right? Oh, okay. They did get. Okay, sorry, I went completely blank on this one. Yeah, so they did add a bullpen arm. Yeah, so I guess the Padres, they did okay. They did good. They needed a bullpen arm. I completely forgot about this one. Daniel Hudson, he's back, right? He's pitching. He's healthy. So, or is he still on the Nationals roster here? Has that deal been finalized? Where is Daniel Hudson here? Not seeing him anywhere. Did I miss him on the Padres here? Am I not seeing him? Where is he? Oh, there he is. So, okay. So he's on the COVID-19 list. Oh, okay. Yeah, I completely forgot about this one. I saw that earlier today, and I think it was when I was getting ready for the stream today. Completely forgot about Daniel Hudson. So, yeah, I think that was a good move. So, what else are you guys saying here in the chat? Hans Kraus is going to the Phillies now. Was that in the Gibson trade? Not seeing anything on Kris Bryant. I'm seeing some Kris Bryant stuff in the chat. Let's see. Anything going on? I think we're going to be a little quiet here for a little bit. I think it's going to be a little quiet. You're kind of in that last 30 minutes here. Well, now you're in the last 20 minutes. So, not seeing anything on Kris Bryant. Not seeing any more on the Twins. So, Heyman was the last person 7 minutes ago. Deal is all but done. Let me get I don't know what is going on. Spotify is like killing me today. I don't know why this is not working today. What is happening? I don't know why Spotify is not playing. I'm refreshing it. It's not working. Oh, here we go. You gonna play now? Spotify, why aren't you working? All right. Well, I'm trying to get some music on for you guys, but Spotify, you are just absolutely killing me. All right, back to the Twitter page. So we got John Heyman. Last thing he said 8 minutes ago. Ken Rosenthal 8 minutes ago. Passing 10 minutes ago. I don't know why the Feinson tweets aren't popping up. Oh, because I don't have his notifications on. There we go. So I feel like I feel like I'm forgetting someone here. Who am I not following? I got Passon. We got Feinsand. We got Heyman. Got Nightingale. Am I missing someone? Oh, yeah, I got Morosi, too. I think Morosi just tweeted. Nico Horner and Nick Madrigal made the same Pac-12 team, or the all Pac-12. Both are first-round pick. That's crazy, man. Wow. You know, Nico Horner, your shortstop. Madrigal, your second baseman. That's crazy, man. I still can't believe Madrigal went to the Cubs. That is a huge win. I think the Cubs are big winners in this trade deadline. They really made out well. And if they can do something for Kris Bryant, that would be huge. Feinsand. Did Feinsand just tweet something? We're still at 1.2 thousand subscribers. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Phillies also got Hans Kraus. So it is a 3-for-3. So let's go update that trade. Who are the other pieces in here? It was Gowdy and Gesner. Oh, Gowdy. Let's see. Gowdy. Let's do Gesner. Okay, so Gesner's not in here. Baseball trade values, they have not been... There's been some guys that just aren't in these systems. I don't know why. But, okay, Gesner's not there. So who was the other one? It was Hans Kraus. So, okay. Getting a decent arm. Okay, so that's not maybe as far apart as you think. Still not accepted by the model, but I don't think it's really that far off. I mean, they got Kraus, so that's pretty nice. So let's go take a look at him really quick. In the Rangers system, he's a number 9 prospect. So I think that was a good get. You know, they gave up Howard, so they can get a pitching prospect in return as well. So I like that. I like it for the Phillies. I think the Phillies did good there. Big fastball. 65 fastball, 65 slider, 55 curveball, 50 changeup. I like it. I like this for the Phillies. I think that's a good move. You got a starting pitcher, you got a bullpen guy, and you got a pitching prospect. I think that's a good move. I think it's a really good move. I like that. I like that for the Phillies. I think that's a good trade overall. But yeah, so let me click out of that one. This trade for Baez, I don't know if I like this trade for the Mets. I mean, I know, prospects are prospects. I know Javier Baez is a sure thing, but, the thing with Baez, I just don't like the on base. I'm just not a fan of him. I like the power that he brings, I like that he can drive in some runs. I like this, he has a bit of speed. He's good in the field. I just hate the on base. Could you imagine if the Yankees were actually able to trade a Giancarlo Stanton pine cones? Could you imagine that? Hey, Matthew Ryan, maybe they can, help plug into some better plate discipline with the Mets. So, random commenter. Miles Straw to the Indians. Don't see that. All right, let's go back to Twitter. What else we got? Here we go. Also, everyone, if you want to go follow me on Twitter, I do tweet just ridiculous stuff throughout the day. So if you would like to go follow me on there, go for it. The Yankee. Oh, we got something. Oh, we got the Yankees getting Andrew Heaney from the Angels. Oh, wow, he was telling the truth. I'm so sorry in the chat. I thought that was a spam. Oh, who said that in the chat? Random commenter, I'm so sorry. Oh, I thought that was a spam comment. I'm sorry, because I see a lot of these trades being thrown out in the chat. I apologize. Oh, man. Look at the Yankees getting Andrew Heaney. Wow. Okay. So, couple more trades coming in. Hey, look at Francisco Lindor and Javier Baez on Puerto Rico. So, okay. Hey, I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay with an Andrew Heaney on the Yankees. I think that's actually a pretty decent move. So let's pull up. Andrew Heaney has actually been okay. So the ERA doesn't look good. I know the ERA doesn't look good, but his FIP is a lot better, 4.05. So you have to remember this with the Angels. The Angels have very bad defense. They don't have good defense this year. The Yankees have good defense. So, or at least they have better defense than the Angels. So let me actually go pull that up really quick. For the Yankees, I like this move. I think that's a decent move for the Yankees here. And let me go pull up the let's go pull up the rankings when it comes to fielding. I think Heaney's going to have a better time with the Yankees. I mean, they're not that much better. The Angels are 29th. The Yankees are 18th. So that's a big difference. Negative 25.5 defense for the Angels. The Yankees have negative 2.8. So I think Heaney is going to have a better time with the Yankees. I think that FIP, please, I'm telling you, pay attention to the FIP with Heaney. It's a 4.05 compared to an ERA of 5.27. He has much better expected numbers, and he gets a good amount of strikeouts. And also, for the Yankees, I actually like it because their only lefty guy in the starting rotation was Montgomery. And so now they've added another left-handed starting pitcher. I really like it. I like this move for the Yankees. I think that's a solid move. So he's going to be a free agent, but I think this is a good move overall. And we also had... Did they actually give up Miles Straw? Are they actually sending Miles Straw here for Phil Maton? Passing the Maton, or is it Maton? I'm sorry. Is it Maton? Maton? But what are the Astros giving up? It is Straw. Okay, so Mark Berman is reporting it's... Wow, okay. All right, so this is interesting. Let's go plug this in. We're at 1.2K viewers in the chat. You guys are awesome. Here we go. So, all right, so Astros and Indians have made a trade. So, what do the Astros do now about center field? Who do they have in center field right now? I mean, Miles Straw is their center fielder. Who is going to be the center fielder? Are the Astros setting themselves up to get someone? What are they getting? I'm wondering. Buxton. Jay Sean Tate. Maybe Byron Buxton? But is he even going to be able to play? I don't know. Is he even going to be able to play this year? I mean, you could maybe see Byron Buxton. Could you see that? But that's their center fielder. Miles Straw has been their center fielder. So what are you doing? Anyway, let's go plug in this trade. So hold on, let me see. Let me pull up the stats. Is it Maton? Or is it Matten? Oh, it's Maton. Oh, it's Maton. Oh, okay. I was wrong on both. But he's had 38 games this year out of the bullpen, 4.57 ERA. Hey, FIP is a lot better. Hey, you know, Maton is actually pretty good. 3.13 FIP, a 13.3 strikeouts per 9. You know, he's been pretty good. And the Astros get another bullpen arm. I like it. I like this. But you're giving up Miles Straw. Very interesting. So let's take a look. Indians. Or it's the Guardians now. It's still the Indians. Still the Indians right now. God, that's so weird seeing Guardians. I cannot wrap my head around it. All right. So, okay. Maton. Let's type it in. He has a 3.2 value. And Straw's at 16. Ooh, I don't know if I like this for the Astros. Are you actually giving up Miles Straw? I just think I don't know. I don't like this move. Miles Straw's actually been kind of decent this year. I feel like, you know, he's been pretty decent. 262 average, a 339 on base. You know, he's not really doing much in terms of, you know, power and RBIs. And he's only got a 326 slugging. But he's been good defensively. So, I don't know. I mean, he's been up now for a little while. Back in 2019, he had a 378 on base. He's not a power hitting guy. I mean, he's got terrible raw power, 30 raw power on Fangraphs. But he's got a good hit tool. So, he gets on base. I think that's crazy. I mean, he's only what, 26 years old? He's almost 27. So there's the Yankees acquiring Andrew Heaney. I need to know, what are the Yankees sending back? What are they sending back? Hey, Jim McDonald, follow me on Twitter. Jim McDonald, are you here in the chat, my friend? What's going on? The Yankees keep adding. Now it's Andrew Heaney from the Angels. I mean, that's a pretty good deadline for the Yankees. They have been adding in pieces. Oh, whoa, hold on. Whoa! I didn't even see this. I literally went right to this one. Wait, did that just pop up? What the? Kris Bryant is going to the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants have picked up Kris Bryant. Oh. What is going on? Kris Bryant is going to the Giants. I figured. Talking Jake, what are you talking about? Okay, so he's probably stunned. Okay, I was about to say that's not affecting the Yankees. But Kris Bryant going to the Giants. That's a big move. Big move. That's going to help out the Giants a lot. He can move all around, and that's great. This is a good move for the Giants. They're right there in contention. They could go for a World Series this year. They're doing that good. So right now, you're going to plug him in at third. I believe Evan Longoria is still on the IL. When he comes back, Longoria can play third. You can have Bryant move all around. So there's going to be no problem there. Oh, man, Kris Bryant is going to the San Francisco Giants. Love this move. Love it. It would have been great if they could have gotten Craig Kimbrel as well. I mean, rest in peace, Padres, being said in the chat. Rays take a fat L, according to Julio Diaz. Are the Rays going to do something? Do we have anything left in the tank for the Rays? I mean, come on. What are they doing? Here we go. Back to Twitter. Let's try this in English without grammatical errors. The San Francisco Giants are in an agreement on a deal to acquire Kris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs. Brewers get reliever John Curtis. Okay. So the Brewers trying to add to that bullpen. Again, we talked about this earlier. The Yankees got Andrew Heaney. Okay, so here's the trade. Going back to the Angels. Junk and Progrero. What a decent last name that is. All right, here we go. Let's type this in. This is a very interesting trade if this ends up being it. I feel like the Astros didn't do good with this one. I feel like Straw, I don't know who you get. I'm wondering, who do you get if you're the Astros? I mean, you just traded away your center fielder. So I don't know what the Astros do here. Going to be interesting to see. Here we go. So let's plug in. All right, so I want to pull up the Yankees trade here. We're at 1.3K viewers in the chat. Everyone, welcome. If you are new, think about hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to get to, could we get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season? I mean, that's going to be a bit of a stretch, but hey, who knows? We've gained around, 4,000 subscribers this last month, so that would be amazing. Anyway, but let's type in this trade here. The Angels getting some prospects back for Andrew Heaney. So I'm keeping an eye on the chat if you guys can help me out. If anything breaks while I'm plugging these guys in, that would be amazing. Let me check Spotify one more time. I mean, Spotify has not been playing music all day. I don't know what's going on with Spotify. Trying to just put on some nice, relaxing music for you guys. Oh, is it finally working now? Hey, it's finally working now. There we go. Okay, there we go. Got a little screen beats going for you here. So, here we go. So, the Yankees, they got Heaney. Or actually, who were the two guys? So we had Junk. I don't think he's even. Oh, Blue Jays got Joakim Soria. I think that just happened. Oh, Mark Lyle with a $10 super chat. Go Cubs, go. The Cubs are having an amazing day. They're getting a lot of good talent. Joakim Soria going to the Blue Jays. Wow. I mean, we're having a crazy day. We got 2 minutes. You know, I was gonna plug in these guys, but you know what? I'm gonna stay off here. I gotta keep. We got 2 minutes left. Jake Marisnick is heading to the Padres. Trevor Story has not been moved. Kris Bryant has gone to the Giants. We had Joakim Soria going to the Blue Jays. John Curtis went to the Brewers. Miles Straw looking like he's on his way to Cleveland. What else? Is there anything else? We got 1 minute. 1 minute until the deadline. We are going to stick around because some trades come in at the last minute. So we gotta just wait a few minutes after the deadline. Because I wonder if there's a bomb that's going to drop. I mean, we got Kris Bryant pretty much like a buzzer beater kind of a move. So, I mean, that happened, 15 minutes to spare? When did that happen? Or is it 10 minutes? It's 5 minutes ago. It feels like so long ago now. But 5 minutes ago, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a buzzer beater. Kris Bryant to the Giants. Not seeing anything else. Jake Marisnick is going to the Padres. I'm guessing that's just going to be, for defense, pretty much. Kind of shore up the defense for them. Mark Feinsson, the Mets will not have any last-minute deals. I figured they probably weren't going to do anything else. Javier Baez, Trevor Williams for the Mets. That's pretty much going to call it a day. Did I see a super chat? Oh, Amy Gandolfi. I guess it hasn't popped up on the screen yet. Is Andrew Heaney a Yankee? Yes, he is. The Yankees have acquired Andrew Heaney. I think it's a good move. The ERA is way higher than his FIP. Andrew Heaney will benefit from some better defense behind him. Freddie Galvis is going to the Phillies. That's a last-second move. It's 4 o'clock. The deadline is here. We have made it to the deadline. Freddie Galvis going to the Phillies. Ken Rosenthal is saying no Byron Buxton trade. Trevor Story will remain with the Rockies. I'm not surprised about that. I feel like I've been saying that for the last 2 weeks. Because Trevor Story, to me, is not really a guy. He's not having a huge offensive season. I also read earlier that teams have not liked the way he's been throwing from shortstop. They're thinking maybe something's going. A lot of teams are wondering if there's an injury going on with the Trevor Story. That's what I was reading somewhere today. So, because he has been down offensively this year, they said his throws have been kind of off. So, but here we go. Kim Rosenthal, are you saying anything? So yeah, he just said a little bit ago, Byron Buxton's not going anywhere. What else? John Morosi saying something. For the Cubs and Nats, a difficult day, but one made easier every time their fans look at the World Series championship flags that fly forever. So, yeah, tough day. You're closing the book, on, World Series championship chapters. So that's the game of baseball. I've been following this Red Sox team for how many years now? And I've seen so many ups and downs with the Red Sox. So it's I feel like I'm just used to this kind of stuff. None of this stuff bugs me anymore. When I'm in, a guy like a Mookie Betts got traded away, it didn't really affect me. It was kind of just all right, well, let's move on to the future. For the Cubs, it's, of course, because you had that group of guys there for a while. And, when the Red Sox in 2014, I felt it that year. We traded away a John Lester. We were getting, got rid of John Lackey that year. We had just won a World Series in 2013, and, we kind of unloaded some of those guys. And so that was sad. I remember that. But, for Cubs fans, you got a lot of good prospects for the Nationals. You got really good prospects, too. I think the Cubs and Nationals are a winner. So, yeah, Caleb, Nelson Cruz being the only move for the Rays is infuriating. Well, you know how the Rays operate, man. That the Rays are basically, they pay attention to their farm systems, So, what else? John Morosi saying Max Scherzer, Trey Turner official. Dennis Lynn, Jake Marisnick going to the Padres. Not seeing anything else. Despite a number of conversations, the Twins did not trade Byron Buxton. They didn't trade Michael Pineda either, or Josh Donaldson. I'm not surprised about Josh Donaldson because he's got a big contract. So, thank you for all the new followers on Twitter. Really appreciate that. But, yeah, I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, see if there's anything that comes in. I really want to know what the trade for Kris Bryant was. But, yeah, let me go pull up that. I was plugging in these guys for Andrew Heaney to the Yankees. I want to plug these guys in onto baseball trade values. Okay, so the Yankees getting Heaney. I can't believe the Astros sent Miles Straw. I can't believe that. So, what did the Angels get back? I don't know what the Angels got back here. I feel like I saw the names a little bit ago. It was Jansen Junk and Elvis Peguero. So Jansen Junk isn't even on the baseball trade values roster for the Yankees. And then we had neither of these guys are here. So Heaney had a value of 3.6. So, it was a couple very low level prospects. So, for the Angels, at least you're getting something. But, it says Jansen Junk is the number 27 prospect. I don't know why he's not on the baseball trade values roster. for the Yankees. That's kind of confusing to me. I cannot type. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why he's not there, but let me actually pull him up here. Yankees. So he was the number 27 guy. Right-hander. 55 fastball, 50 curveball, 50 slider, 45 changeup. So he's a 40 overall. You got something back for Heaney. I think that's okay. So let's take a look. All right, so we got a couple of new tweets here. Oh my God, I thought I just saw Jonathan Schoop got traded. So he's staying in Detroit. So yeah, we had a lot of guys stay. Pineda, Donaldson. I can't believe Pineda didn't move. I guess teams just they wanted nothing to do with Pineda. So that's that. Still waiting to see what the return is for a Kris Bryant. Craig Kimbrel. Nope. But yeah. What a crazy day. What a crazy week. We've been having just stuff nonstop. Oh, John Lester is going to the Cardinals. Oh, that's a big one right there. I mean, John Lester is not the John Lester of old, but that's huge because this guy was with the Cubs. Oh, John Lester is going to the St. Louis Cardinals. There's so many things here, where, Lester, he pitched against the Cardinals in the World Series in 2013. He was with the Cubs, rival to the Cardinals. Oh, is it? Whoa, no way. They got Joey Bart. Is that official? Cubs got Joey Bart? No, it's not. Stop it. No, it's not. Did they get Joey Bart? Whit Merrifield is staying. Why am I not seeing it? Who's reporting? Can you tell me who's reporting that? Who is reporting Joey Bart? John Schwartz. That's not the right guy. Schwartz. Oh, Swartz. Whoops. Wow, Bryant for Bart and Wade Jr. Ooh. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna plug this in. All right, so Cubs. Or no, let's do Giants over on the left, and let's do Cubs over here. Oh, man, did the Cubs actually get Joey Bart? That's crazy. Oh, my God. The Cubs had such a good deadline. Oh, they got so many good prospects. Oh, my. Wow. Okay, here we go. Bryant. So, Bryant, 13.9 value. Here we go. So Giants, so Bart, that's already a big prospect going back. And now Wade. Ooh. Oh, whoa. I feel like Wade's having a pretty decent season, right? They got him in the trade with the Twins, I believe. I've never been this excited after a trade deadline. So many stars to watch a new play. This has been a nutty day. This has been a nutty week. This has been crazy. But Lamonte Wade Jr., he's having a good season. 260 average, 347 on base, 12 home runs, 28 RBIs. So he's been pretty solid for the most part. And he's not a free agent until 2026. That's a good get for the Cubs. And you got Joey Bart. Caleb, okay, I feel better now. KB would have cost the Rays one. Yeah, so that's something to keep an eye out for. A lot of these teams, hey, if you're whatever team you're a fan of, a lot of the times not making the move is the right move to make. So for the Giants, I mean, they were okay with moving on from a Joey Bart because they seem to like Patrick Bailey a lot. And they gave up a Lamonte Wade Jr. So, I mean, how are they going to... So, I'm guessing... Well, with Bryant, now you can just put Bryant at first. So, I mean, you can just plug him right in at first. So, Lamonte Wade Jr., they just thought he was expendable. And, yeah, Kris Bryant. So, going to the Giants. Wow. This is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Wow. What a day. What a week. I mean, this whole week has just been nuts. It has just been a crazy week. I mean, we have gained here just today alone. I mean, around 300 subscribers today. So it's not confirmed they traded Bart. So that's not confirmed. Source is fake. And they have Brandon Belt too. So Bart and Wade not confirmed. I was going to say, if they're getting these two guys, that's pretty good. So, and that doesn't seem... I mean, this is very far apart. Like I mean, I know we've had a couple of trades today. So that have been... the Jose Berrios one for one is like, that was a huge overpay. But, all right. So let's go back to Twitter here. We still got 1,100 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming out. So we have officially passed the deadline. Mancini means stay. Dylan Alex, what's going on? Glad we got Baez. Sad we didn't do anything else. I mean, hey, you know what? Baez will be a nice move. And I think for the Mets, they need to get some offense. And they need to be healthy. That's the thing with the Mets. They have a talented team. Alex Baggerly. What's going on, Alex Baggerly? That's not the right guy. Who is that? Who am I looking up? Alex Baggerly? I don't know who that is. Nightingale. What is Nightingale saying? Mr. Bob, what are you saying? Caleb, Killian, and... Okay. I was going to say, where did that guy get Joey Bart? I mean, that's still a really good get. You got Canario and Killian. All right, so let's go plug these guys in. So we can take out Wade. We can take out Bart. I like Canario. That's a good move. I feel like I've done a lot of Kris Bryant trades, and we had Canario involved in one of them. And we can take out Wade. So we take him out, and we had Killian. What was it again? It was... where did that page go? I just lost the page. Oh, is this it? Oh, okay. It was Killian. Okay. Killian. So it starts with a K. I was looking at it with a C. Here we go. Killian. Okay. Okay. That seems fair. That's fair if you ask me. The Cubs, they're getting Canario. That's a good prospect. I like that. I like Canario. So on the Giants, I believe he's number 11? Number 9. So he's got a lot of power, 55 power, 50 run. Got a good arm out there, 50 field. So he needs to work on that hit tool a little bit. But he's only 21 years old. He's got a pretty good frame. Looks like he can... I think he's more of like a wiry kind of a guy. But he's got definitely raw power. So, but the problem with him, he's overly aggressive. Gets a little too pull happy. So, alrighty. Am I seeing anything else here? Alrighty. So, I mean, that would have been huge. If the Cubs got Joey Bart, that would have been nuts. But they probably tried. They probably tried for a Joey Bart. But they got Alexander Canario. I think that's a decent prospect to get. for a Kris Bryant. So yeah. Okay, I keep getting all of these reports about Scherzer and Turner being official. It's like I feel like that has just been known. Oh, the Red Sox got someone. What the heck are you saying? John Heyman, are you drunk? John Heyman is literally plastered right now. What is John Heyman saying to the Red X? Heyman is just gone. This dude has just been slamming beers all day. Whiskey shots. Pretty sure there was a tequila shot in there somewhere. John Heyman, what is wrong? What? Dude. Oh, my God. Okay, Red Sox get Hansel Robles. All right, so, hey, my Red Sox getting involved. All right, let's do it. So let's pull up Hansel Robles. Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler to the Braves. Oh, this is what I'm saying. You got to wait for a little while after the deadline passes because you get some of these last-minute deals coming in. Soler to the Braves. Robles to the Red X. Okay, John Heyman is reporting Hansel Robles is being traded to the Red X. Okay, alrighty. Robles. Let's look at some numbers. So, I mean, he was tabbed as the closer this year. I mean, good grief. All right, so this is going crazy right now. Okay, what is going on? What is happening right now? Our Twitter is going crazy. Jorge Soler. The Rays did make a move. The Rays get Jordan Luplow and DJ Johnson. Nationals, again, they traded Lester to the Cardinals. All right, so getting a lot of last-minute deals in here. So the Red Sox got Robles. I don't know. He's been 4.82 FIP. I don't like this. I don't like. He doesn't even have 9. He's got 9 strikeouts per 9. He walks a lot of guys. Why are we getting Hansel Robles? What is? I mean, gets a lot of ground balls. Ugh, God. How is this guy the closer? Ugh. Yuck. I don't like it. God. Why can't we get, why can't we get someone like Taylor Rogers? Why couldn't we get him? God, why do we have Hansel Robles? I hate this. God, take him back. I see in the chat. Take him back. Oh, my God. Let's go look at... So, what was the trade for... I want to know what we gave up. What did we give up for Robles? It was Alex Scherf. Haven't heard of that name. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't think he was in the top 30. Alex Scherf, Sox prospects. Back in the 2017 draft. He was a player. He was the picture of the week for SoxProspects.com at one point. I'm guessing he's not really very low-level prospect. Don't think he was in the top 30. Yeah, he's definitely not in the top 30. So, okay, well, all right. Well, at least we gave up something pretty minimal. But let's go take a look at what was the return for Jorge Soler to the Braves. Wow, what a move for them. That's a guy that just had like a ton of home runs recently. Soler going to the Braves. So, hey, Padres with a pretty decent deadline. Frazier, Hudson, and they got Marisnik there at the last second. All right, so let's type in Luplow and DJ Johnson going to the Indians for Battenfield. So let's type this in. Rays. Still going to call them the Indians. I got 2 more months to call them the Indians. I'm calling them the Indians for the rest of the season. All right, so here we go. Battenfield. Where was he on the rankings for the Rays? He was the number 29 prospect. So they got a couple of decent pieces. I want to know what it took to get a Jorge Soler. But we also have for the Rays, they're getting Luplo. I mean, wow. Luplo has a pretty decent value on here. And then let's go. Okay, so just wanted to make sure there weren't any other Johnsons. So the Rays got a pretty decent haul here. Wow. All right, let me take out Mayton here. Okay, so yeah, I mean Luplo's I feel been pretty decent this year, right? I feel like I looked at his numbers not too long ago, and I thought he was having like an okay year or wasn't bad. Oh, no. What am I thinking? He's 173 average, but he's got a 331 on base. I don't know. I don't know why he's valued so high on baseball trade values. Oh, Conman752. How surprised are you that Tanner Scott and Paul Fry weren't traded by the O's? They have several years of control, so the value was relatively high. I'm sure teams checked in, but they're probably asking for the moon. Paul Fry's been good, so I don't see there was no need to trade them unless they got like something big in return. So, Conman, I appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I figured the Orioles this year, I mean, you didn't really need to really do all that much. So, didn't really need to do much. But, alrighty. All right, so did they have the return for Soler here? Hanzo Robles is awful. Why? Like, why is that even news? It's like not even, he's not good. John Heyman fixed his mistake. The red Shiex. Come on, Heyman. Yeah, I don't see what's so big about getting a Hanzo Robles. I mean, he's been pretty god-awful. So, alrighty. Taking a look here. Anything else? So, still waiting to see what the return is for... Whoa, the Nationals got Lane Thomas. Okay. Okay. All right, we get a couple of trades here. Casey Kalick is going back to the Royals for Jorge Soler. So let's go type these in. All right, so let's type in Braves, Royals. I feel like Soler is not having the kind of year that he was having last year. I mean, I'm not remembering his numbers off the top of my head here. But while that's loading, let's plug this in. So he's at a negative 0.2 value, while the Braves, so they sent back. Okay, so that's actually not as far apart as you would think. So, Soler for Kalick. Soler this year, yeah, that's what I remember. 192 average. He is hitting some home runs, but it looks like the Braves are trying to find offense any way they can. So, Jack Wheeler, Soler has mashed since the break. So let's go take a look at the game log for him. There's MLB.com saying Kris Bryant to the Giants. Nationals officially announced they have received Richard Gouache, Drew Millis, Seth Schumann from the A's for Yan Gomes and Josh Harrison. So, Jorge Soler. Oh, whoops. I mean, he had two homer games back to back on the 25th and the 26th. So, yeah, he had definitely a good couple of games right there. So, I mean, but if you go back all the way to the All-Star break, I mean, he had 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's had 6 home runs since the All-Star break. So at least that power's not going anywhere. So for the Braves, I think they'll find a use for it. They'll figure out how to use them. I think that's pretty good. Hey, they're trying to get offense any way they can after losing Acuna Jr. So Galvis to the Phillies. That was another one that happened today. Let's go plug in the Cardinals and the Nationals. So that's interesting, seeing John Lester on the Cardinals. They need the pitching. So I like that they got Jay Happ. I like that they got John Lester. 2 guys that are, they're okay. John Lester, I'm always going to love John Lester, but, he's just not what he used to be. So here we go. Nationals. Okay, so Lester. I mean, he was at a negative 2.5. But the Nationals got Thomas. So actually not that bad. So Lane Thomas is only 26 years old. So a nice young outfielder, for the Nationals. I like it. But I think that's decent. That's fine. But, all right, what was the other trade? We had... What was the other one? So yeah, I like that. I actually like that move for the Brewers, getting a John Curtis. So that is officially announced. Tony Watson to the Giants. I missed that one. So let's go look up Tony Watson. Okay, so Tony Watson this year out of the bullpen for the Angels. He's been decent, a 4.10 FIP. Nothing crazy with him going to the Giants. So that's a bullpen arm. So I thought the Giants needed to add some bullpen guys. So that's a decent arm, I guess. So, yeah, Juan Rodriguez, not really much. That's what I'm saying. Guys out here like Lou Merloni are saying, yeah, the Red Sox ownership, they're gonna go and buy. Well, okay, they got Kyle Schwarber. It's fine. But I didn't expect them to make any big moves because they didn't have the prospect depth to make the moves. That's why I'm not understanding why Lou Merloni's not really understanding that. So, I mean, yes, you can go make some trades, but do you have the prospects to get it done? Like, I'm tired of these, reporters out here that are like saying like, yeah, the Red Sox, they're gonna go make the moves. Chaim Bloom, he's gonna go make the moves. Well, you also have to understand there's 29 other teams out there. I mean, that they're offering guys. Sorry, but like the Dodgers, they weren't going to lose out on a Max Scherzer bidding war because they had the better prospects, unless the Rays got involved. So, like Lou Merloni was like yelling at me on Twitter saying like, oh, well, if Red Sox ownership want them to go do it, they'll go do it. Well, it's like, well, Lou Merloni, sorry, but Jeter Downs, and, whoever else, Brian Mata, I mean, those prospects aren't going to be as appealing as, some of these prospects that the Dodgers are offering. Or, sorry, who do you want? Do you want a Josiah Gray on the Dodgers, or do you want a Brian Mata and a Jay Groom from the Red Sox? I'd rather have Josiah Gray. So, anyway, but let's take a look. The Rockies made me so mad. I'm going to be Edmund 19. I mean, I've been saying it. There was really... The market for a Trevor Story is not very big. And Trevor Story, I think there's something going on with a Trevor Story. I'm starting to believe there's something going on like with a shoulder or something like that. I think he's been dealing with an injury this year. He's down offensively. I don't know. His throws have been off. I was reading that earlier today. His throws have not been as good this year out in the field. So I'm wondering if there's something going on with the shoulder. That seems to make sense to me. I'm wondering if teams... But again, I mean, either way, whatever it is, he's not producing offensively. He's going to be a free agent soon. I mean, there's not really a big market for shortstops. He hasn't really shown he can play other positions. So I'm not surprised Trevor Story ended up staying. John Gray, I could see the Rockies end up maybe signing for a couple more years. Or they could, I think the Rockies would like to keep John Gray. If they offered him the qualifying offer next year, if he doesn't take it, and takes a multi-year deal somewhere, they can get a draft pick for him. So I think the Rockies, in the end, they took that route where they said, we weren't really getting any great offers for these guys, so we'll offer them the qualifying offers in free agency. If they don't want them, well, at least we'll get prospect, or at least we'll get, draft picks for them. So, passing, what's going on? Passing, what's going on? Passing. There we go. There it is, Richard. Hey, I made that. I said that. I said, hey, remember the video I did? One trade each team should make? And I had the Braves getting Richard Rodriguez. I got one right. Hey, put it in the books. I got one right. I did a video, one trade that each team should make. I had Richard Rodriguez going to the Braves. Yo, look at the Braves right now. Sweet, I got one right. I'm pretty excited about that. I got one right. All right. At least I didn't just at least I didn't go, get swept pretty much. So, that's a great move. See, this is why I stayed late. This is why, I didn't get out of here right at 4 o'clock. Probably going to stay here for a couple more minutes. Richard Rodriguez, anything else? That's a good move. I think the Braves, look at the National League East. You got the Mets making moves. You got the Phillies making moves. You got the Braves making moves. They're all going for it. Oh, Nathan, I hope not. I don't want Hanzo Robles. Why did we get Hanzo Robles? Jesus Rodriguez, not sure, and getting Alexander Canario and Caleb Killian from the Giants is a good trade. I think with Canario, there's upside there. He has raw power. He's a fun prospect to keep an eye out for. Does he turn into anything? I don't know. Marcelo Meyer. Yes. Joshua Brady. Marcelo Meyer is good. What's going on with Marcelo Meyer? I'm not sure what you're saying, my friend. Oh, are you referring to when I was talking about how the Red Sox, didn't really have the prospects to, offer? Well, they're not going to trade a Marcelo Meyer. I don't think so. But yeah, there's the super chat from Jesus Rodriguez. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think it's a great move for the Braves getting a Richard Rodriguez. I think that was definitely, they needed to address that bullpen. They're making some moves here. They brought back Duvall. They brought in Soler. They got Richard Rodriguez. I mean, good grief. They're making some moves. Thank you, everyone, for everyone that's followed me on Twitter. If anyone else has a Twitter, you can go follow me on there as well. I'm always joking around on there, so if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day, go hit me a follow on Twitter if you would like. So again, John Curtis going to the Brewers. I think that's a decent move. Also, everyone, if anyone is new in the chat right now, definitely think about subscribing. We're trying to we just got to 12,000 today, so I appreciate it. Also, everyone, let's try and get to 500 likes. We're at 428 right now. Let's get to 500 likes. Can we do it? Noah Wright. Austin Davis for Michael Chavis? Is that true? That's not true. Is it? Austin Davis for Michael Chavis? No, it's not. Yeah, I think that's fake news. So, or no, someone else is saying it. Really? Is that actually happening? Chavis? Keith Law. Oh, whoa! We actually got rid of Michael Chavis. Whoa. I mean, I'm not surprised because Chavis has not really been able to find his way. I swear, I feel like on my account, I've had a couple of trades involving a Michael Chavis. Am I able to search for my trades on here? I don't think I can. I know for a fact I have done a trade with Michael Chavis and the Pirates. I would have to go all the way back. I mean, I don't know. Page 46. Look at all these trades I was suggesting with, Mookie Betts last year. That's freaking crazy. I swear I've done a Michael Chavis one. I know I've done a Michael Chavis one with the Pirates. But anyway, while I'm while I'm thinking, let me go check one more page. I always thought Chavis would be a good get for the Pirates. I always thought that. Yeah, I don't know. But let's go in here. So we got, again, who was the guy we got? We got, let's close that one out. What happened to the page? I got too many pages open. So it was Austin Davis. Okay, so let's type this in. My phone is blowing up right now. Braves get Richard Rodriguez for Bryce Wilson and Ricky DeVito. Interesting. I'll go plug that in too. See if that's a good trade. I'm surprised none of these guys are saying anything about Chavis. Chavis was kind of broke out in a big way last year. So, all right, here we go. Red Sox. I'm not surprised about trading Chavis. He just hasn't really been able. Once he got off to that really good start, he just, in 2019, he just hasn't been able to really get it going since then. He's had a couple of moments here and there, but I figured it was probably gonna happen that Chavis was gonna find his way out. Okay, I'll type this trade. So again, Bryce Wilson and Ricky DeVito for Richard Rodriguez. So here we go. Let's type in Chavis. Chavis had pretty much no value. He had a 0.8 value. And Davis. Oh, okay. So, good. We got a bullpen. Okay. So, yeah, sorry. I was not remembering who Austin Davis was. Okay. Austin Davis. Let's go type in the numbers. Not even popping up here. Austin Davis. How's he doing this year? Okay. All right. Please tell me the FIP looks better. Okay. A 5.43 FIP. Okay. All right. So we got Hansel Robles and an Austin Davis. I don't know. Bloom must like something about these guys. Let me go baseball savant. Red Sox fans. All right. The FIPs aren't looking really good, but hey, maybe Bloom likes something. Hey, remember Nick Pivetta, he had some bad numbers too. With a Nick Pivetta, I know I will live and die with this one. I think he brought in Nick Pivetta because of how good that curveball was. He ranks well in terms of max exit velocity given up. So he's got a 4-pitch mix. Okay. So he has no good movement on any of his pitches. Sweet. I mean, his changeup has a -1 run value. Chaim Bloom, the one thing with Chaim Bloom is he finds things about pitchers. Chaim Bloom has made a book on developing pitchers. It was called The Rays Way. So he must see something in an Austin Davis. I mean, we got Hansel Robles too. So let's go look him up. Okay. Very interesting how both of the guys that we ended up getting, they both rank well in terms of max exit velocity given up. So Hansel Robles does throw hard. He's got a big fastball. He ranks in the top 10% in fastball velocity. So yeah, Joseph Herrera, I mean, obviously, they didn't really have anything last year, but, this year he has added a lot of guys. And then Pivetta at the deadline last year, they brought him in. They sent Brandon Workman, and they ended up bringing back Brandon Workman. So, Bloom has brought in some guys, so Hansel Robles. So, okay. So the fastball has life to it. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they end up utilizing this guy. Maybe again, Bloom sees something with them. I'm not sure what, but it is interesting how both of the guys they rank well in terms of max exit velocity given up. So I don't know. But with Robles, I do like a big fastball. So, but I mean, but like I said this. I can even pull up the tweet. I don't know if I can dig into my tweets here, but I feel like I tweeted something out about what I thought Bloom was going to do. I think I actually replied to something. I said something like, I think I might have said it to Carabas. I don't remember. I don't remember who I said it to. I don't know. Finding tweets is always just too difficult. But I basically said, everyone, all Red Sox fans, they're thinking, oh, we're going to go to Anthony Rizzo. Let's go get Max Scherzer. I was saying the whole time, Chaim Bloom is going to go get a guy that you're not thinking about. Who was thinking about them getting a Hanzo Robles? Who's thinking about them getting an Austin Davis? That's what Chaim Bloom does. That's what he does. He goes out and gets guys that are not these, headline kind of guys. That's not what he does. He goes out and he finds diamonds in the rough, guys that aren't going to cost anything. That's what Bloom does. So, interesting, though, that we gave up Chavis. Interesting. So, let's see. Heyman has tweeted out something. I kind of like this move for the Nationals, bringing in Lane Thomas. Maybe I should pull up Lane Thomas here. The Twitter machine is blowing up right now. I also got to type in that Richard Rodriguez trade. Let's actually do that. I feel like I'm all over the place right now. Here we go. Braves. So I think this is a great move. This was one move that I thought should happen. Braves, go get a Richard Rodriguez. They needed bullpen help. This is a guy that you can put in your bullpen for the next few years. So he's under control. All right, here we go. Richard Rodriguez, 11.3 value. Hold on, let's get rid of Davis here. Okay, and for the Braves, so they gave up Wilson and DeVito. So Wilson has a 5.4, and DeVito has a 1.1. Oh, okay. So actually, looking at what the Braves did here. Oh wait, hold on. I got to take out Kalick. Oh wait, did they get Kalick, or was that something else? Oh no, it was just Wilson and DeVito. Okay. So take him out. So wow, actually the Braves did pretty good here. You got a really solid reliever. Hey, look at the Braves. They have made themselves quite the quite the winner here today. I mean, this is a good get. You got Richard Rodriguez, and I feel like you didn't really have to give up all that much. So, did the Red Sox get cash there? All right. So, is there anything else? Is there anything else that we need to keep an eye out for? I love you too. All right, let's take a look. Anything else here? So yeah, Morosi's now reporting this. This was being reported by others like 10 minutes ago. Diamondbacks got Joakim Soria for 2 players to be named later. All right, so yeah, they got Hanzo Robles and cash. So, okay, that's fine. But yeah, like I thought, I didn't think the Red Sox were going to make any, yeah, they got Schwarber. They got a guy. But, I don't know, interesting deadline for the Red Sox. You get a couple of relievers. Maybe they could pan out and be something. I don't know. Hanzo, the FIPs don't look great with those guys. So, again, maybe Bloom sees something. Maybe they can work with him. But I like the Soler move. I thought that's been good. He's been hitting bombs lately. What else we got here? Oh, a bit of unrelated trade deadline news. The Diamondbacks have signed their first-round pick, Jordan Lawler. There was some people out there thinking they might not be able to sign him. So, yeah, hey, that's a good move there for the Diamondbacks, getting him locked up, because people were afraid he was going to end up going to college. So, good for the Diamondbacks there. But yeah, everyone, I'm thinking here, this might be it. I feel like we have seen everything. I would have to say right now, off the top of my head, my winners for this deadline, I mean, I'm going to do a separate video on my winners and losers. Expect that either tonight or tomorrow morning. So, it looks like everyone is pretty much done here. So, John Heyman saying, good job, everyone. Robert Murray said trade deadline season's over. I mean, we had a lot of stuff today, folks. It looks like it. But as of right now, I would say, you know, I think the Cubs are a winner. I think the Cubs are a winner. I would say the Mariners. Trevor Story left at the Greyhound bus station in Denver. Oof. Man, you know, it's I'm not surprised Trevor Story ended up not being moved. I'm not surprised about that at all. And because I think there's something going on with him. I think there's some kind of an injury that he's working through, maybe something with the shoulder. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised at all at some point if you see something like, oh, Trevor Story was playing through something. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I just don't think there was really, I don't know. At the end of the day, his offense is down. I mean, sure, the fielding still looks pretty good, but his throwing has been off. So I didn't really think there was a deal out there for a Trevor Story. I don't think he was really, you know, I think he was more of a name this year than actually what his stats were. But not surprised about that. You know, for the Rockies, if they're going to offer him the qualifying offer, he'll most likely turn it down, and then they'll get a draft pick for him. So, but yeah, I think the Mariners did really well. I think they didn't make any like a ton of crazy moves, but they did well. I mean, obviously the Dodgers are winners here. You could say the Braves ended up being winners. They made some pretty decent deals. I think the A's made a lot of good moves. You know, the A's, getting Marte, made a couple of moves there today, doing pretty good there. The Giants. I mean, the Giants are getting Kris Bryant. I mean, look at the Whites. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's funny with the White Sox because you got a great arm and a great bullpen arm and a Craig Kimbrel, but then you give up Madrigal. I mean, I think that's a little so I would put the White Sox right now in the middle. I mean, sure, the White Sox, they got a top arm, but you gave up Nick Madrigal. I think the Yankees did really well. You made your move 2 nights ago. Yesterday, you got an Andrew Heaney. So I think the Yankees are a winner. I think the Yankees did exactly what they needed to do. But to me, I love what the Cubs did. I think they brought in a ton of good prospects. You could say the Phillies as well. I just saw Heath Williams in the chat. And of course the Nationals, of course, just like the Cubs, where, hey, they got a lot of good prospects in return too. They got a Josiah Gray and a Kyber Ruiz, for Scherzer and Turner. I mean, that's a pretty good get. You got a Lane Thomas today for Lester. You got some prospects. I think the Nationals are a winner because they did exactly what they needed to do. I would say the Padres are a winner. You've made some pretty decent moves. You brought in Frazier. You brought in Daniel Hudson. So I thought that was pretty good. You brought in Jake Marisnick for a defensive option. I thought that was okay. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking off the top of my head right now. Again, I like what the Mariners did. I like that they gave away a Kendall Graveman. Or not gave away, sorry. They traded away a Kendall Graveman. They brought in a young third baseman and an Abraham Toro. And, everyone was all up in arms about that. But then they turn around and go get a Diego Castillo who's under control until 2025. So, Caleb with a super chat. I'm disappointed the Rays didn't add anymore, especially after seeing the real return for Bryant. I know, right? I'm kind of surprised about that. The Giants at the end of the day, I mean, they only had to give up a Canario. I mean, sure. I mean, Bryant probably doesn't end up, who knows? Maybe he re-signs with the Giants, but could he? Sure. But the fact that you only gave up a Canario, who at this point is more of like a raw power kind of a prospect, I'm surprised the Rays didn't really go out, push harder for that. Oh, Sound FX with a $10 super chat. Atlanta Braves deadline is an IMO, or is an A. So I was like, what? Is an A. Yeah, I agree. I actually like what the Braves did there. Last second, they added a bullpen arm too. Outfield, is loaded. You got a lot of outfielders now. You got Duvall and Peterson out there, and now a Jorge Soler. Offense and defense will be dangerous despite not much moves to the pitching. I think the Braves are better. But then they got a Richard Rodriguez. I think their starting pitching is fine. You could always, could you maybe try and bring back Cole Hamels? I don't know, probably not. But I like what they did with Richard Rodriguez. That was in the video that I did of one trade for each team that everyone should make. I had Richard Rodriguez going to the Braves. I thought that was a good move. So I like that. Sound FX, thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to come out with my winners and my losers either tonight or tomorrow in the morning at some point. So be on the lookout for that. Everyone, we have had an amazing stream. Everyone, we are 3 likes away from 500 likes. If you can, please hit that thumbs up for me. One more time. If anyone is new right now, if you're still here in the chat, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 13,000 subscribers. Can we get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season? That's going to be a tall task, but could it be done? Sure. But everyone, we have been here all day. We've been here now for almost 4 hours, and it was very fun today. I really appreciate everyone coming out. Be here for Sunday night. I'm going to be doing my weekly Sunday night power rankings, so I hope to see you all then. This has been an amazing week. We have had so many new subscribers come in. We have had a lot of fun this week. This has been a lot of fun. Trade deadline, to me, is the most fun of the entire to me. I think you could even say it's even more exciting than the playoffs. It's a different kind of fun. But what I like about the trade deadline, I said this last night, is not every team is going to make the playoffs, but every team can get involved at the trade deadline. So that's what I like about it. But everyone, I really appreciate you all. I hope you all have yourself a great rest of your day. I hope you have a good weekend. Again, be on the lookout for my winners and my losers. I'm going to post that either tonight or tomorrow morning. Sunday night, I'll be here for the power rankings. And then, we'll be kind of getting right back to the swing of baseball next week. No more trades, no more rumors, none of that. So no more of that until the off season. So everyone, this has been an amazing deadline. This has been a crazy week. I appreciate all the new subscribers this past week. What can I say? This has been awesome. We've just hit 12,000 subscribers today. And it's been a lot of fun. Everyone, I appreciate all of you. Have yourself a good night. Have yourself a good weekend. Also, I'll be at the Rays Red Sox game tomorrow night. So pretty excited for that. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.